Today we're taking on every single Black Ops 6 Zombies main quest, but we're going to be playing them from my least favorite to my favorite. And trust me, you are not going to agree with this ranking. And surprising absolutely nobody, we are kicking things off at Liberty Falls. I do think it's genuinely very interesting what they tried to do with this whole Liberty Falls area in Black Ops 6. Like, we have obviously Liberty Falls here, we have the Reckoning back over there, and then, you know, up there we'll get a better view of it. We're gonna see Shattered Veil, but I like the ambition. Oftentimes the modern zombies day and age gets a little bit of criticism for playing it safe, but if you ask me, having 3 zombie maps in the same area all take place at relatively the same time, I don't think that's necessarily playing it safe. I think that's a big risk, and so I do appreciate them still taking those kinds of risks. I think it makes the narrative really interesting because we're constantly reminded of where things might end up, or for the world building, I guess it does a good job of immersing you into the story a little bit because, you know, finding intel, reading the intel around the map, you start to get the idea of what these people were like, what this Project Janus was all about. I think in a little bit of time from now, with a little bit of retrospect, we're gonna appreciate those kinds of details about Black Ops 6 because I feel like I kind of understand what's going on more in Black Ops 6 than I really ever did in any other zombies game. Maybe Cold War, but I'm not really a storyline guy, so I'm not going to dive too deep into that because it's still kind of all over the place in my head. I suppose I should talk about why Liberty Falls is the first one on my list here, my least favorite, because it's actually the map that I have the absolute most playtime in. I have like hundreds of games in Liberty Falls compared to other maps. I think in Terminus is the next one up. I have like 90 games or something. In fact, that might be a fun thing to look at the end of this game. That could be cool. But the reason that I'm not really feeling Liberty Falls is kind of like everybody else's reasons, but I have a little bit more thought behind it. Specifics I'd like to go over. Obviously, the atmosphere, it is what it is. Oh no, Dennis, how you doing, my man? Give me that key. I think it's a good looking map. Like, I love this area in particular. I love the elevation of this map, and I love the elevation of most of these Black Ops 6 maps. I don't think Treyarch gets enough credit for the actual map layout that they've done with all of these maps, especially with PhD coming back. You could tell they made a concentrated effort to make elevation changes so that PhD flopper would still be very reliable or consistent and viable as a perk. And it does also kind of balance out the fact that we can mantle over things. Like in Cold War, it kind of felt like you could never be cornered because you could just jump over stuff. But here in Black Ops 6, like, I feel like, oh, well, never mind. I didn't know you could even mantle over that. Can you mantle over this? Okay, no, you can't. But I feel like this is a good representation. I feel like most of the time in Black Ops or in Cold War, you would be able to mantle over everything, but in Black Ops 6, there's much more of these things where you really can't mantle over it. But now I'm definitely going to use that for this boss fight. But apart from the lackluster atmosphere, and maybe atmosphere isn't the best term for it, maybe it's the lackluster spectacle, because there's not a whole lot of spectacle on this map. Obviously, I love this Dark Ether Church. I think this is the best sort of spectacle that we got on Liberty Falls. But outside of this, and literally outside of that, there's not much to look at. There's not much to play around with and just be, I don't know. With some zombie maps like Ancient Evil or Dead of the Night or even Zetsubo, it feels really cool to literally be inside of those maps. Like, just walking around the map feels exciting. Walking around Liberty Falls is less exciting. I will say, this Pack-a-Punch camo is a little underrated. I don't see why everybody hates it. I feel like it's just fine. Ooh, we got a Wonder Bar. If I were to describe the atmosphere of Liberty Falls, it would be mundane, right? Like, it's not bad. It's not like, oh my goodness, this just is so ugly, even though it is a little gray for me. It's just kind of mundane. It's, you know, it's in a town. It has a bowling alley and a church and a bank and a graveyard, a cemetery. Like, it's pretty average, pretty normal. But outside of that, there's more to Liberty Falls that I am not a fan of. And it might be controversial, but I am not the biggest fan of the jet gun. I love it way more than the transit jet gun. It's definitely good. I like the dynamics of it, but it just doesn't feel the strongest to me. I feel like it doesn't flow with my gameplay style as well as some of the other wonder weapons. Even like the Gorg effects and Reckoning kind of flows better in my hands versus the jet gun. Additionally, outside of the jet gun and the atmosphere, I don't like the boss zombies on this map. And I mean, I really don't like the boss zombies on this map. I love the Mangler. I think he's one of my favorite boss zombies of all time. And especially in Black Ops 6, he's so well designed. End of round double points. We love to see it. We're playing Black Ops 6, of course. But we have seen the Mangler and the Abomination. Maybe it's because I played like Modern Warfare 3 Zombies a whole bunch. I'm just so familiar with those two enemies. I'm just really done with them. I'm really done with them. The Mangler is admittedly not as bad as the Abomination, in my opinion. I know people don't like the Amalgam. I don't mind the Amalgam one bit. I really like the Amalgam actually. But the Abomination, like, oh my goodness, he'll shoot at your horde will, you know, get knocked down. Same thing with the Mangler. I hate that in a boss zombie that like knocks down your horde. Oh, it makes me so annoyed. And the Abomination, especially on higher rounds, like it doesn't give you an opportunity to deal damage to it unless its mouth is open. And to me, that just feels a little tedious. It's good in the earlier rounds, mid rounds, but in the high rounds when we've got super sprinters, it's pretty stressful. And that could be definitely a skill issue on my part, but it's how I feel. As you might see throughout this video, I will do SAM trials because I think SAM trials are like the most underrated mechanic of Black Ops 6. I think these things are phenomenal. People often complain about how long it takes to get set up, how expensive salvage stuff is, how many points you need, but those people are clearly not engaging with the SAM trials because these SAM trials give you some really good stuff. For example, we've got a Pack-a-Punch 1 crystal. I know we already Pack-a-Punched, but that's just a good example. Black Ops 6 being really good, challenging you in the gameplay, giving you a good reward to get set up, mitigate some of that tediousness or repetitiveness, makes it a little bit more interesting. But I am gonna try the speed running thing. Yes, good. I've gotten a lot better at that. I think the Reckoning has helped me. If you pull out your grenade right when that interaction circle almost completes and then switch off of it, you can use your weapon during this, which I think is really cool. There's round 11. Oh my goodness. Of course I need to reload. Let's just throw a little decoy over there for this final little bit and we should be good. And don't forget the pressure gauge. And we should have a Mangler this round, so we're gonna go make our way to the video store. Yeah, see, like, oh yep, we've got a Mangler, we've got the VHS video store, we've got this chicken thing, all these comics, this radio store. It very much feels like the 90s, so I do like that aspect of it. It has a certain charm for it, and I bet you, I've said this many times throughout the year, and it's not a unique thought of my own either. I think in 5 years time or 2 years time or something, I think people are going to look back on Liberty Falls and then think of it kind of like how they think of Kino, where Kino doesn't have the best atmosphere, but because it was everybody's like first zombie experience, they're going to look really fondly on it. And I think people are going to look back fondly on Liberty Falls, especially because this is, in my opinion, one of the most well-designed maps we've gotten. I want to say in Zombies history, just from a design perspective. The main quest does a great job of walking new players through what to expect from main quests. Like, you're going to build the wonder weapon and then you're going to look for part pieces. So getting the wonder weapon is sometimes part of the main quest. And then, hey, you're going to have to look for things in the environment and collect them in a way other than interacting with them. But then with the part pieces for the jet gun, sometimes you do need to interact with them, like right here. And then sometimes you're going to need to do a little gameplay lockdown, like that water valve step. It just gives nice little hints and examples of what players are gonna find throughout the entirety of the zombie mode. And yes, the streets are a little bit wider, the routes are a little bit more open than in something like the Reckoning or Terminus, but that's also to get players comfortable with the map, and I think that's perfectly fine. I like that. I can't tell you how many times I've read a comment, either on my YouTube video or Reddit or somewhere, saying like Liberty Falls and the Tomb are like my favorite zombie experience experience is. They're simple, they're to the point. You don't need a huge long video guide to like get started on them. It's got a lot of good training spots, like a lot of really solid training spots, which I very much appreciate. I do need to do this Easter egg too. Can we make it? Can we make it? Beautiful throw there, Donuts. And you can hear, we've known this for quite some time, but I think it's really cool that the very first game of Liberty Falls I played, I heard that alarm sound coming from Janus Towers over there. Ooh, Death Machine. I'll take that. Thank you very much. And that's a very similar sound to what we heard in Modern Warfare Zombies. So that caught my attention right away. But I like that the first map in this entire game calls back or alludes to or foreshadows the last map with Panos and Blanchard. I think they did a really good job of setting up this narrative. How they executed the narrative, we'll get to, but in terms of laying out the part pieces, my goodness, this map did a great job. Panos is talking to a secret person as we're doing this Easter egg. Blanchard is just, the best model employee you can ask for, trying to help us out, always has his own feelings towards the different people. Like you'll hear some character quotes. I mean, obviously, you hear him talk about Dennis Riffle, good guy, and his favorite egghead, and whatever, all the people who are deceased. But that, again, just adds to the world building aspect of this game and these series of maps, and especially the project that Richtofen has and how they're all interacting with each other. And it's in your face too. Before, in like previous storylines, you would need to like listen to radios and read ciphers and all this stuff in order to get some of those things, like between like Harvey Yena. I mean, how many of you guys even know who Harvey Yena is in the regular storyline? But perhaps I'm ranting a bit too much for this long video. We've got to get you down. Oh, low on ammo. Let's go get some more ammo. Come on, Mangler. I need you to run, please. The trap's almost done with, Mangler. Can you please run into here, pretty please? Oh my goodness, come on, go. Oh, I think we just barely made it, And then this does introduce the like ether canister mechanic, and so does Terminus. Terminus does a really good job too of things, but slowing you down and giving you a gameplay challenge of weakening this boss zombie, not killing it, and then using a trap to kill it as well, and then escorting something while you're slowed. Like, there's a lot of good variety and steps in these Easter eggs that I really appreciate. Let's remember to pick up our LTG device, and this one is low, so we're gonna go to red. That's green, yellow, and then red. And again, this is a little puzzly step, hey, we've got this thing. This says high, we've got to neutralize this little ether cloud here. So in order to neutralize it, you want to do the opposite of what it says. If it's high, you want to do low, like green. So that'll neutralize that one. And then if it's low, you want to turn it to high like we did the first one, but this one is also high, so we'll do low again. Just over here, very good. There's another SAM trial I would love to do. But now with all of those things coordinated, you see these beams neutralizing all of the dark ether, and then this thing in spawn, which is like one of the first things you see, getting rid of that dark ether and giving us another ether canister. We're gonna do this SAM trial. I want some more points salvage, and I definitely want to buy some speed cola before we do this one. Critical kills are gonna be kind of difficult with the shotgun. And by kind of, I mean very. But I should admit, I haven't talked about my gun. We're using the ASG because when the game first came out, the ASG was like the go-to shotgun. If you don't know, the ASG has a special pack-a-punch ability where if you aim down sights, or as you're aiming down sights, your crosshair gets really, really small. Now I have on different attachments to kind of do something a little bit different, but I think that's just another underrated aspect to Black Ops 6. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm counting correctly, there are the most amount of unique pack-a-punch effects in Black Ops 6 over any other zombie game. And yes, that is including Black Ops 1. Maybe not World at War. Ooh, Shatterblast. Okay, I'll take that. Definitely not including World War II. World War II is insane for special pack-a-punch effects. We'll get some speed cola. But yes, the ASG was like the best shotgun in the game. It was like one of the best guns in the game. I remember everyone taking it in Season 1 up against everyone. everything, and in all the boss fights, it was definitely the go-to. It's kind of sad that the Maelstrom kind of took over, because Maelstrom was like the worst shotgun in the game, but now it's just like the Maelstrom is so powerful. If that was going to be the case, why not just keep the ASG really strong? I don't know. ASG isn't too bad. It's just kind of average, mid. And don't you worry, we will be doing some fun side quests before we go into the boss fight, because this is like one of our last games of Liberty Falls probably on the channel, so I want to do some fun stuff. Oh, I hear the portal stabilizing. We've got ourselves an abomination. Let's see if we can't pop ahead. Get you down. Beautiful run. Let's get that other head down. We need some double standard from double tap here. I think that might be okay to activate that. He slowed down. Very good. There's the round. Come on, show me. See, this is the problem. Okay, all right. He wasn't showing his face. He wasn't showing his face. Abomination. Hello. I'll be back. I'll be back, Abomination. So we built the wonder weapon, built the LTG device, faced off against 2 HVTs, had to escort this ether canister, and then one little puzzle step with the Strauss counter. Not a bad setup for somebody's very first Easter egg. Definitely not the best, but if you're learning, if you want to get somebody into zombies, I definitely think this is a great map to start with. Although, like I said at the very beginning, it's very curious why they went with this sort of bland or kind of unassuming environment. Because what was interesting to me about zombies was the fact that the environments did look so different from multiplayer and campaign. I know a lot of people say, oh, Warzone this, they want Warzone players, so they want it to look like Warzone. But I don't think that's how you win people over to zombies, is by making it look not like zombies. I think you win people over to zombies by giving them an experience that is unique to zombies that they can't get anywhere else. If it was close to multiplayer or Warzone, as people like to claim, then they would just kind of stick with playing Warzone or that. But hey, that's probably a little bit too Are you kidding me? What happened to the bowling shoes? Are the do the bowling shoes? We're not playing directed mode. Are the bowling shoes gone after a while if you don't do them early enough? That's really sad. I was planning on doing that. Well, would you look at that? All the bowling shoes are gone. How terribly saddening. Well, at least we can do the Etherella Easter egg. I have made a video, a little deer Treyarch, hopefully you guys have seen it. I really think they are so close to making really good side quests that blend in with the map and feel part of the progression. Like, these Etherella statues are really good for that. It's just the fact that they're one-time use only. We need to be able to activate this more than once, and I can think of no better way of doing that than putting it in the crafting table under the kill streak section. I feel like that's just the easiest win you could ever have for these types of things. It's the perfect blend of old and new. I also love the free perk Easter egg, the free dead shot. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, but maybe I could. I don't know. Got enough salvage to upgrade our rarity to legendary. Ooh, a field upgrade, Samtrel. I am running the energy mines today not because they're good, but because those are the things that I first remember about playing Black Ops 6. I remember the augment system and playing around with these things. I thought they were so cool. Like, boom, there we go. This one splits up into different smaller energy mines, and I think that is perhaps a bit stronger than people give it credit for. I haven't done my augment review on it yet. Ooh, epic ether tool, nice. But I'm just nostalgic over energy mine on this map, and hopefully I don't embarrass myself in the boss fight. This has got to be one of my favorite training spots in this map. I know spawn is really big and really easy to train on. I know in the bowling alley, in front of the bowling alley, in front of Speed Cola, like I said, there's a ton of really good training strategies here. But this is like close to the Pack-a-Punch, it's close to the Arsenal station, you've got a crafting table somewhat nearby, and the Wonder Fizz is going to spawn in at round 25, and we just got a really easy zip line to that. I am curious, does one of this like energy mine kill a Mangler? It doesn't look like it. Okay, well, that's a bummer. There's our triple Pack-a-Punch. Now we'll wait till round 25 to get some perks, and then we'll be ready. We'll put on Napalm Burst for sure, because we're gonna be going up against a lot of Manglers and Abominations, and I really almost forgot to get the rest of the Etherellas. Oh, donut. Dude, like, just running through this hallway made me remember. Do y'all remember how crazy Vermin rounds were? Like, they would last longer than regular rounds in the very high rounds. Dude, that's crazy how far we've come. And like, the Manglers were also crazy at the beginning of the life cycle. There's a lot of changes they made for the better. And I guess in lieu of the bowling Easter egg, I'm really sad that we didn't get to do that. We'll do this one. We'll do this dancing Easter egg. You just got to go into both of these. Oh my. Where's it at? Where's the zombie at? I can't see anything. That definitely didn't work. There we go. And if you haven't seen this Easter egg yet, and if you don't know, you can actually get up on top of this bus. No. Looking at the zombie with those binoculars will cause the zombies to dance. And this is where I'm really mixed on these sorts of Easter eggs. Do you guys want to dance too? Thank you, Manglers. Look at that. Because like, if you're going to do kind of a town, like towns have these little binocular things. So having an Easter egg out of them kind of makes a lot of sense. Having a bowling alley Easter egg makes a lot of sense. Kind of immerses me into the world a little bit. The abominations don't dance, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Having an Easter egg based around the comic book girl from the comic book store is kind of pretty cool. You can dig up the graves if you get a shovel from another side Easter egg. Like there's a lot of character, I want to say, that is reminiscent of the older zombie games. So for the theming of this map or the identity of this map, I often go back and forth because like I just laid out, a lot of those things do make sense on a map like this. And there's even like a trap in the church that we're going to activate that again just makes sense for what the trap is and for the church being there. But it's round 25. We can get the perks that we want, starting with, of course, double tap. Love double tap. We'll get PhD, Deadshot, Vulture Aid, that. Good, good, good. And now we're going to be able to destroy things. I do want Elemental Pop because we have Vulnerabine, which is going to allow us to do more damage through enemies' elemental weakness. And with Napalm Burst, that's just going to be awesome. Oh, and there's the bank safe Easter egg. Like, you see what I mean? Like, at least on paper, there's a lot of really good stuff in terms of side quests on this map. I apologize if I've been like saying these things in every single video lately. It's just, you know, time to reminisce about Black Ops 6 as a whole. I think what they need to do better is integrating these side quests into the progression of the game. Like with the bowling alley Easter egg, I give this example. If there is a way to make the bowling ball a special piece of equipment that you could throw and then upgrade it after getting, you know, 10 kills 10 times with the special bowling ball, you know, that would give players a reason to play this map over another map where we've got to get Casimir's, right? I mean, we've got the salvage for it. And on that thought process of like ranking maps and dissecting them and being fair and critical of them at the same time, I'm starting to recognize that I really value maps that have a purpose, an identity that they are trying to fulfill. Because like the things that I just said, you know, the comic book has an Easter egg with the Etherella. You go into the radio store for a part piece that you break down with the Mangler cannon. The church Easter egg here, the bowling Easter egg, even the dancing Easter egg. Like this map kind of knows, hey, we're a town map, so we're going to put little town Easter eggs in here. And that means a lot to me. That matters a lot. And I can't believe I'm going to say this right now, but a map like Ancient Evil, for as beautiful as it is, it doesn't have very many side quests. Like you can build Pegasus, you can upgrade your gauntlets, but outside of that, the main Easter eggs are the narrative stuff. You know, you could go up to different parts of the map and interact with it. You'll get some good backstory, which I think is amazing, and I would love to see that again. But it almost makes the map feel, dang, that was really, really good. It almost makes the map feel a little bit shallow. Not saying that Liberty Falls is like a better map than Ancient Evil, but I feel like there's more stuff to do here on Liberty Falls, and I don't know, I think that's just an interesting aspect about it. I don't think of maps on a linear scale of better to worse. They're each different with their different purposes, and I want to go make sure I got that last Etherella doll. And yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, I don't see it up there, so cool. Enough yapping, donuts. No one wants to hear that right now. Well, actually, that's not the case. This is a really long video. Of course you want to hear me yap about Black Ops 6. That's why you clicked. I think it's time to take on the Liberty Falls boss fight encounter, help Panos, and kick off the events of Black Ops 6. And dang it, even this boss fight is really cool because like it's teaching players, hey, in this boss fight arena, you're gonna need to deal with zombies coming at you all the time, super sprinters no matter the round, and you're gonna need to focus your fire on specific elites or special enemies. So even though it's not a huge boss, it's giving you the tactics and expectations that that you can carry on throughout the rest of the game. The designers, the engineers, man, they really made something special with not only this map, but I think Black Ops 6, but that's just like my opinion, man. I think that was the first phase. I think we killed 3 manglers. These starting, yeah, that was it. These starting Easter eggs are a lot easier with double tap and upgraded augments versus when we first started, which I think is fine. I think that's okay. But I want to see how good this HVT. Oh my goodness, that HVT's nothing with double tap. Wow, with napalm burst vulnerabine. That was crazy. Well, okay. Well, now I want to show you this Easter egg. You light that up. You can do it with napalm burst like we have, or a Molotov, and that is going to start a secret trap. I need to like train in here on a high round with this trap going on because it's really cool. And again, a dark ether church. You're lighting these candles, which you find in churches, with fire, which makes sense. And then it's a trap, which is zombies, but it's dark ether like raining down from the sky. You know, it blends in that story gameplay spectacle pretty good. Maybe not story, but at least like spectacle and map specific theming really well. I don't know, does this deserve to be in the bottom spot of this video? Oh, we've got a mangler. Let's energy mine. Come on, use it. At least it like stuns them, I guess. I don't know. I thought that would be much better against them. Oh, and we've got the HVT abomination, and it does waves too, teaching players about waves. Oh, there you are. Let's see how easy you are. You're so easy with all the perks. You know what, I'm gonna save Etherella here. I'm gonna save her for the exfil. I think that'll be really good, but this should be it. There you go. Death Perception's got that death stare on there. We took care of them, and any second now Panos is gonna talk to us, telling us that we've absorbed enough ether energy. There we are. It's gonna kill us, or at least try to kill us. We've got Dying Wish. There we go. And then there goes our cutscene. Ooh, wow. I've never seen it knock us down like that before. That's pretty cool. Have I just not been paying attention? Or maybe I haven't done this Easter egg in a while. And I do love the theme. I'm sorry, I'm yapping. The theme of Panos is this like ethereal, whimsical, really mystical feeling sound, and that comes back in The Reckoning, and I love that so much. And this twist of us getting caught in the dark ether and Panos running free, like I said, it spurred on that narrative. Now, when you compare it to the intro cutscene that we got, how disappointing. Man, was it disappointing. And we've got the rewards, of course, you know, the bonus points we all love. And we are gonna exfil. I do want to exfil with Etherella here as I give my final thoughts. Seeing that intro cutscene with Richtofen in the mansion and Blanchard and fighting Sam, dude, people were convinced that like, oh my goodness, there's a secret underground facility somewhere with Sam and that's what the boss fight's gonna be. And that would definitely have been cool. And it was very disappointing on launch that it wasn't the case, especially with the handling of the intro cutscenes throughout the rest of the year. How just, I'm gonna use the word unacceptable, to be honest. I just think that's terrible for modern zombies to have no intro cutscene, no comic book page style of intro to give us some lore. Like, I think they heavily dropped the ball on that sort of thing. But overall, Liberty Falls, I think, is a phenomenally designed experience. Even though it's the lowest on here, I have so much love and respect for what this map is, what it set out to do, and what it accomplished. A lot of people give it crap for being the camo grind map, but it is so much more. Saying it's just a camo grind map does such a disservice to how really, truly, wonderfully designed it is as an introduction to the zombie mode for new players. All right, I think that's round. I'm nervous because my Etherella doll's all the way in the church and the exfil is right there, so hopefully I can do this in time. Let's kill our zombie, activate the exfil, and I think I'm gonna come up here and use the zip line. I do think they increased the exfil timer for this because the exfil timer used to be so close. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it. Hold on, let me go get Etherella real quick. Etherella, come on. Uh-oh, I don't think I got all the Etherellas. I think I missed one somewhere. Dang it, donuts. What a donut. Well, that's okay. We've got some Casimirs. We've got a really strong ASG shotgun. Ooh, we picked up another Casimir. We got the 4 in there. Maybe I didn't get the 4 in there. One there, one at the church, one on top of the bus, one right there, and then one right here. Yeah. How disappointing. But hey, we managed to exfil, so not too bad. And here's our stats for Liberty Falls. 5 days of game time, 248 games played, lots of augment testing, high highest essence, highest elimination. I wouldn't really believe that because a lot of these stats might not be accurate, even the time played in games maybe. But hey, highest round is 57. I still need to get to round 100 on this map. It's the only map I haven't done it on except for Shattered Vale. But even though Liberty Falls was a little disappointing, I still have a really soft spot for it in my heart. Speaking of disappointing, our next map was incredibly disappointing for a lot of people. That's right, we're moving on to the tomb. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you beautiful people, I really wanted to put this in the next slot above the next map we have. And if you know my channel, you probably know what the next map is gonna be, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Even though I think the tomb might be one of the most underrated maps in potentially all of Call of Duty nowadays. This reminds me a lot of like Firebase Z with its backlash, because when Cold War came out, I particularly really liked Firebase Z when it was released, especially those Orda rounds. I thought that was a great twist on the round-based formula with max ammo rounds. I thought it had a really good Easter egg, a really good wonder weapon. I don't get the hate for it. The tomb here, on the other hand, while I do understand a lot of the criticism, like reused enemies, reused wonder weapons, those are my criticisms of it too, but there are other maps that people view very highly and hold in high regards that have the same downsides, but people seem to like more. But I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about what other people think. We're here to talk about what I think. And I think the tomb is really when I started to kind of open my mind or be a little bit more open to the idea that like Black Ops 6 Zombies as a whole was trying to appeal to more than just one type of zombie player, which can be a very dangerous call to make. You know, everyone knows the saying, oh my goodness, let's go PhD. Everyone knows the saying, a game for everyone is a game for no one, right? But Zombies kind of has a leg up on that because each map can be for someone different. Like, there is no, in my opinion, there's no such thing as the perfect Zombies map. There's not one set of variables that they can dial up to be perfect to where everybody will love it. People like different things about Zombies, which is part of the charm. And that's always been a thing. That's not a modernization. That happened way back in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, especially Black Ops 3. You'll find a lot of people fell off of the narrative in Black Ops 2, and the gameplay got too complicated for them in Black Ops 2, and the pack-a-punch quests and everything in Black Ops 3 was too much. Same thing with Black Ops 4. You had the people who wanted just a really simple map to jump into and kill zombies. I just want to turn on power and pack-a-punch with the flip of a switch. And then you had the more storyline and the more quest-driven zombie fans, which is where Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 really excelled. And so the tomb in Black Ops 6 really kind of exemplifies that, I guess, mindset of the developers being like, hey, we have Terminus and Citadel for those really heavy quest style zombie fans, and then we have Liberty Falls, and here we have the tomb as those more gameplay focused fans that just want to jump into a game and experience zombies. And I gotta say, this area is beautiful like every time I come into it. And of course, one of the best things about the tomb is the side quests here, and I definitely missed one. Oh no, maybe I got it. Sweet. The side quests in this map are phenomenal, at least from a gameplay perspective. I don't think I've ever pack-punched one on this map outside of my very first game. Once we learned we had that pack-punch crystal, all bets were off. And then the rock Easter egg gives you cryo freeze for the waterfall Easter egg for the free ether tool, but if you're patient and you use the free ether tool later, then it gives you a better reward. Like, that sort of flow, I think, really makes the tomb unique. Not to mention the golden armor quest that we're definitely gonna go on today. We just gotta kill this mimic for its monocle, and I should probably go adjust those etheric lanterns before it gets too high of a round. And just to emphasize, like, the main quest of this map is very much like 90% gameplay. There's not a lot of puzzles to this. There's like a singular puzzle step when upgrading the ice staff, and I guess you have to know your Roman numerals too. But outside of that, obtaining the ice staff is a lot of lockdowns. Upgrading the ice staff ends in a lockdown, and proceeding through the main quest is full of lockdowns. So I think it's abundantly clear the theme and the, I guess, purpose purpose of this map. And I think, like I said before, when a map has a purpose and they set out to fulfill that purpose, that's when I'm really on board with the zombie map. I say it frequently, but if Shadows of Evil had like 4 elemental upgrade swords, I feel like that wouldn't go with the theme of Shadows. That wouldn't fulfill the purpose. I'm glad they did that for Der Eisendrache and all the games that they did in Origins, because that gives you a sense of grandiose scale and importance, but I don't think that would fit very well in Shadows. So each map has their own unique, well, purpose, you know? So we're gonna do this free perk Easter egg because people yell at me when I don't. I just forget sometimes, you know? This is just so easy to forget. Again, this free perk Easter egg, so easy to do. You get free Molotovs whenever you do that, which is awesome. All right, we got stamina up. That's not too bad. I'm gonna grab myself some speed cola while we're in this room, and I should probably stop with the perks, start focusing on Pack-a-Punch. Now, I guess it is worth mentioning here, we are only on the second least favorite map of Black Ops 6 for me, and we have the 2 simple maps down at the bottom. I think a lot of times when I like defend or talk about these simpler maps and say that there's merit to them because some people like them, I think people think that I like them a lot and I, you know, don't mind them. And I guess that's sort of true. I don't mind them, but you know, if you're handing me the keys to Treyarch, I'm not making a lot of these maps unless we have some extra time at the end or something. What is weird to me though is that the Tomb got like a second round of hate after the Reckoning was announced to be the last map of Black Ops 6, because everyone, I heard a lot of people say, you know, I was fine with the Tomb thinking that, you know, we'd get more maps, which is, I guess, decent-ish logic. But for me, a map should be able to stand on its own without any caveats. That's why when like you're doing a ranking video and a lot of people I'll see rank Nocturne and Toten fairly high, and they qualify that by saying, oh, well, it was the first map, so you can't really put it all that low. I don't think that's how. Oh my goodness, another PhD can from the same dig site. That's crazy. I don't agree with that mentality. I think you can absolutely put something low because of its age. The fun aspects of zombies to me is the progression. It's the getting of the perks, the Pack-a-Punch, and when those aren't present there, that definitely decreases the value of a map to me. So all that to say, if you thought the Tomb was a good map simply because that it was an extra or a bonus, I think that's a pretty flimsy scale to judge maps on. Of course, things exist in context of other things, obviously. A good example of that would be like Vanguard, but you don't see anybody putting Vanguard higher on the list because of its circumstances. No, I think it's fair to judge something completely isolated based on its own merits. Especially a zombies round-based map where you're going to be coming back to that thing years later and the experience you get is the experience you get. And unfortunately, that is why the Tomb is gonna be so low on my list, because the things that are really important to me, wonder weapons, boss zombies, new things. I love new things in my zombie games. When I pay new money, I want new experiences, you know? I've already used the ice staff, already used the ray guns, and I know a lot of people will argue, well, if they bring back these old things in a new map or a new context, then isn't that like a new experience? And like, I mean, technically, I guess so. And from there, it might be personal preference, but it's just not enough to bring back the ice staff, even though it's really good and one of the best wonder weapons in the game, if not the best wonder weapon in the game. I need more from a new premium zombie experience, even if it's gonna be simple. But enough with the negatives. Let's talk about what I do like about the Tomb. First of all, this theme of the zombies theme that plays when you're getting the ice staff is amazing. It's mysterious. It's got a nice groovy beat to it. I love it so much. I will listen to it for fun in my free time. It's that good. A lot of zombie songs in Black Ops 6 are that good. Destroy Something Beautiful from Liberty Falls. Oh, wonderful. And with 10 rounds left in our magazine, we'll get a max ammo and the ice staff. I know the Tomb is where the story kind of fell apart, in my opinion, but Archibald is really funny, and the characters kind of being annoyed with him, I think, is a really cute little aspect to the game that, I don't know, it adds a little bit of charm. But we've got a double Pack-a-Punched PPSH, we've got 2 energy mines. Let's craft ourselves the ice staff. And if you don't remember, the easiest way of doing this is just putting some energy mines right here and then sliding away from it so that way all the zombies who aren't attracted to the ice staff are there. And we can just survive in this little area. There are some glowing purple zombies that will attempt to attack the ice staff that you've got to watch out for. You see those little vermin, that zombie. Those are the things that we need to kill, but the energy mine turret augments do that quite well. Much better than taking on the manglers, apparently. Oh, and then eventually, yep, there we go. We've completed the lockdown. I think we've completed the lockdown. We've got our ice staff. All right, yeah, even though they're spawning a little bit more, that's fine. Oh boy. Now we can upgrade this thing, which is pretty simple. We've just got to make sure one of these crystals is here. That's what I always like to do, because we need to shoot that one, make sure we hit it. We did. And then we just shoot these 3 crystals in a row. Doesn't need to be these 3 crystals, but these ones are the easiest in my opinion. Got to do that within 10 seconds. Archibald is here, and we can go do the next little puzzly step of this. This is the only puzzle step really in this entire Easter egg. Got to look for these floating rocks with some symbols on them. That would be a fishing hook. This would be a U, I think. I like hearing what everybody calls these. Oh, there's another one. And that would be grappling hook. Cool. So let's see what portal is now closed. It looks like... Did I miss one? Oh, I missed this one. That was so close to the ground. Okay, cool. Now for this next step, I do want some more armor and maybe some more ammo. So we're at least gonna get some armor, and I'm gonna need to turn around for some more ammo. That's perfectly okay though. One of the biggest factors for me in really liking the tomb is its setting. I love the play space. As I mentioned in Liberty Falls, a big thing for me is, do I like being in the map or around the play space? Now, the dig site here, I think, is the weakest looking part of the map. I think it's really hot and boring. But once we get inside of here, we've got these really ancient tombs. Lots of things you could play with. There's a Simon Says Easter egg there. I love the little things on the wall. You could tell there's a history here. And I'm sure storyline guys are kind of disappointed that maybe nothing came from this, or these things are just more set decoration than really environmental storytelling. At least that's kind of the impression that I get from keeping my ear to the ground. But especially this area, I mean, this area, what a breathtaking place. This is one of the bigger areas in like Black Ops 6, as well as zombies in general. I know Terminus is really big, but this feels like Gears of War levels of underground like intrigue. You know, there's this mist under there, electrical storms. I am all for it. Training here with the statue up there and these like structures and these circular things like that are on the Pack-a-Punch camo, and I love it. I think it's got such good atmosphere. I think it's a very, very underrated map. There's this one, and I think this one, the way you can tell if you got this right, if the symbol's on the ground, that means you're all good to go. And once again, did a little puzzly step. This though, pure gameplay. Another lockdown. This is our 4th lockdown just for the ice staff. And again, this is kind of why I love the tomb. It gives you the Pack-a-Punch, it gives you the ether tools, and it says just play the game. Have fun, kill zombies. It knows what it wants you to do, and it gives you all of the tools to do it. I just wish it had a unique boss zombie. I wish it had a unique wonder weapon. I love the Pack-a-Punch camo for sure, but having doppelgasts again and mimics again and amalgamations again, it feels like there's not much it delivers on other than it being a small survival-esque map. Even though I really don't like the term survival map, because I mean, that term is different for everybody who uses it. Survival map to me is like town from Black Ops 2, like it's a part of another map but just broken down. That's what a survival map is to me. This is a fully fledged map. It has an Easter egg, wonder weapon quest, side quest, a whole bunch of things. But here we have, and this is a cool little spectacle too, the ice staff upgraded. You had the little purple things going there. I love it. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about the ice staff. And we're going to start this Easter egg. And again, doing some lockdowns here. I hear a lot of people talk about, you know, why do we have the ice staff? The ice staff makes no sense here. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not a storyline guy, so I could be making this up. But like, why is the jet gun on Liberty Falls? Why are the ray guns in this universe at all? That to me is just as confusing as why the ice staff is here. And like, if I'm playing devil's advocate, oh, I think it's going to be a bug round. If I'm playing devil's advocate here, the steps that we just went through, taking the monocle and then doing the little Roman numerals on the wall there, we were like pulling these pieces out of the dark ether, and then we literally go into the dark ether to assemble them in this dark ether nexus. And I think that word is very important, that nexus. Nexus is like this intersection of, you know, places or whatever. And one of the most important places in the ether storyline was Origins in that dig site. And so if there are staffs in the dark ether, at the dark ether nexus where all of that mound might have been, then it kind of makes sense to me that we're pulling at least one of these through. Now, I also sort of agree. It is disappointing to see one of the staffs come back, especially after, you know, Black Ops 3, where, you know, Jason Blundell, well, we might see the staffs again, you know, okay. But even still, I'm not as mad about it, not nearly as mad about it as everyone else was or is. But I do think maybe a better idea, if you want to bring back something reminiscent of an old zombie game, I think the Staff of Ra from Black Ops 4 would have been a better choice. From a narrative perspective, people were really excited for all the chaos magic elements. We have an amalgam in this step. I don't think I've ever done this with an amalgam in here. The amalgam's done. All right, that's cool. But on top of that, the Staff of Ra was never a fully fledged wonder weapon. It was a specialist weapon, but that specialist weapon was more support than anything. It was the one that healed. And so to bring that back and give it a little bit more killing power, I feel like, especially because it gave it was a huge part of that chaos storyline. It was the reason why the Order was the Order and all the cults and everything. I think that would have been a killer wonder weapon here. But of course, I think the Eye Staff might have been chosen to, I'm really worried about this Easter egg step. Like, I don't think I've had nearly enough orbs here to finish this. We might have to do this next round. Oh no. Come on, let this be the one. Come on, any one of you. There you go. Come on. 3, 2, 1. At the last minute, we got it. Actually, no, we didn't. Bummer. I feel like that wasn't my fault. But anyway, I feel like the Eye Staffs might have been put in just to kind of nod to us, be like, yep, there are things in the dark ether that we can bring back. Almost hinting at the end of Reckoning. Which again, if you ask me, when looking at the end of Togdar Toten and the beginning of Cold War, you know, you have Craig Houston, the lead writer, going, don't be surprised if things don't want to stay dead. And at the Tagdar Toten end cutscene, they don't say, oh, we've killed everything, it doesn't exist anymore. Their specific phrasing, and remember, at the end of Tag, they were probably thinking about Cold War zombies and that new Dark Ether storyline. Their phrasing was, everything has been banished into the Dark Ether. And the very next map takes place in what they call the Dark Ether storyline. And so, of course, it's a clean, kind of soft reboot, but it's still canon, it still happened, and it's still a part of the history. And so it does not surprise me at all to see these things coming back. And that does include the ray guns, obviously. But like everybody, I do hope that they do it in a tasteful, interesting way, as opposed to a jingling car keys. Hey, remember Barry, this sort of thing, you know? There we go. Now we've got this done. Beautiful. I don't think I've failed that step. I don't think I failed a lockdown in like the whole year that I've done this quest. I think I was yapping too much. There's our parasite. Let's go do our Doppelgast. Hello, Doppelgast. But again, I want to point out pure gameplay, and this map is built around the Ice Staff, you know, doing all these challenges with the Ice Staff. And I recently have gone back and played Origins and used that Ice Staff. And I gotta say, this Ice Staff here is so much cooler. No pun intended, but man, the animation, the sound, it just, I really like this Ice Staff more than the original. The only thing the original has is the fact that you can see when it's fully charged. There we go. We're gonna need to open the door that we love to keep closed for that training strategy. And that leaves us with just one more to go. This amalgam trial, which we can start. And of course, just like all of the other lockdowns, the Ice Staff is the go-to thing for this. Just like the boss fight, the Ice Staff is going to be very useful for us. And one more. Oh my goodness, that shield. There we go. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that shield mechanic that they just used, they never use that ever again, do they? How cool would it have been? Like in the Reckoning or somewhere, they have the Uber Klauses have a shield, but it's tied to another zombie like that. They could have done a lot with that, or even have it in this map. See, that's the magic of zombies. There's so much they can do. But once we put this in here, this is one of my favorite spec tacticals in all of Black Ops 6. Look at that beautiful, beautiful laser. These pillars with the dark ether go into this door over here. It's just sick. It's so cool. And then we can open the door with these, again, kind of etheric looking rocks. Got all the symbols of all the like trials we just went through and the Sentinel artifact just waiting for us. And this is one of the best locations in the entirety of the game. I love this map. This is so beautiful. This is so much better than Liberty Falls. Like, look at this. But we're not going to start this quite yet. We need to get some perks and Pack-a-Punch going. And I think this is really cool. I didn't realize this about the story, but here we just heard Archibald die to a mimic. And I was like, oh no, like he died. That's so sad, but we completed it. But I didn't realize that that mimic is the very first mimic that we encounter where we get his monocle. Like I'm not the smartest guy in town, but I think that's just a cool way to present the narrative. Speed Cola, I'm getting lucky with those dig sites, man. And the tomb might be a good example of really heavily missed opportunities. Like when you have a map called the Tomb and it's this ancient underground area, one might expect some mummies or some pharaohs or something to that effect. And while the dressing for the zombies down here, the unique models they have are phenomenal. I love the little armored, like that doesn't look like a normal armored zombie. I think that's ridiculously good. I think they missed some pretty low hanging fruit. Like a dark ether mummy sounds just so sick. Not to mention in DMZ, they actually had a pharaoh enemy in there. Like it was like a boss zombie and had unique effects and unique attacks. This is all on the Infinity Ward engine. Like share some of those assets, you know? It's unique to zombies and it would fit this map theme really well. I feel like that's an unfortunate missed opportunity. Now I know it's hard to talk about the Tomb without talking about community expectations, because as soon as the end cutscene for Citadel came out and Professor Kraft was like, oh, there's a dig site we need to find the Sentinel artifact in, everybody's mind went to Origins. And then of course, when the blog post came out and we saw the Pack-a-Punch camo, they said it was a nod to Origins. And then they teased like, hey, the ice staff, interesting, because they did like some fan art, like focusing on fan art sort of thing, just being like, oh, this is cool. They did a little cheeky comment about, oh, how cool the ice staff is. We're definitely not including this for any particular reason. You know, it got people thinking, oh, there's a map with the ice staff and a nod to Origins. It's a dig site. And people kind of went crazy thinking like, oh, this is going to be Origins. Now, to be fair, in the gameplay trailer, it did look like there would be multiple ice staffs. So I do think that might have been my biggest kind of disappointment, was like, it looked like some people had a green ice staff, a blue ice staff, and really what it turned out being was like the ice staff skin you get for completing the Easter egg. So, but outside of that wonder weapon, I will say in the blog post, Treyarch themselves, their own words, said that we want the Tomb to be a Liberty Falls-like experience. Now look, I get it. The Origins, Pack-a-Punch camo, the dig site, the ice staff hinting. I get how you can make those connections. I really do. But when the developer themselves says this, we want this to play like Liberty Falls, that is the end all be all best communication you could get straight from their mouth. And so when the Tomb came out and there's one ice staff and it was a much smaller experience and it played like Liberty Falls, like this simpler map, I wasn't surprised in the least bit, because that's literally what they told us. And so I will forever be confused on how people thought we were getting an Origins 2.0. Unless of course they listened to clickbait on YouTube or Reddit or something like, hey, Origins 2.0, here you go. But I digress. We're gonna get a death machine. And you know what? I want to run some tacticals here, or some smoke grenades as my tacticals. With that said, if a lot of the negativity about the Tomb comes from that weird Origins expectation that came out of nowhere, then I think years from now, people are really gonna love the Tomb. I get it today, people really love the Tomb. I get so many comments saying like, dude, the Tomb's my favorite map. I'm a simpler zombie player. I like just loading in and killing zombies, and Liberty Falls is a little too boring. Tomb's a little bit faster, a little bit more fun. I could see this being on the top of a lot of people's lists, especially because it was almost not on the number 2 spot on my list. There's going to be a complex map that might have been below this. Now, before the Wonder Fizz machine spawns in and we really kick this off, one of the best things about this map, in my opinion, is actually the Shock Mimic's ability to eliminate your equipment. And the fact that most of this map is underground means that chopper gunners, which was a really popular kill streak in all of the bosses and all of the other maps, it nullifies that. So it makes you interact with the Black Ops 6 sandbox in a completely different way. And I think that's pretty cool. The Reckoning does that really well too. And I'll admit the boss zombies on this map, while overwhelming and there's way too many mimics, I'm glad they're not like the Manglers or Klauses or Abominations and they don't shoot at you. But now that we've got some more perks, of course we have to do the golden armor, because it might be the single best thing. Oh my goodness, look at this PPH melt that amalgam. It might be the single best side quest in Black Ops 6. It's a permanent side quest, permanent buff to your ability, and it also lets you get 3 plate armor for free. And this PPSH with double tap, man, it feels like the OG PPSH for sure. And I think the PPSH and the Tomb go together really well. Both of them, in my opinion, are criminally underrated. But now let's go ahead and put on these heads. Which one do I want to do first? I think I want to do the Mimics first. So we're going to come back up here. We'll put this head on. Thank you. Make sure these zombies are behind us and start this Mimic lockdown here. In fact, I need to put on high contrast mode so I can see them. And this was, again, an interesting gameplay challenge. This was like the hottest thing when the Tomb came out. Like the strategies for golden armor, all the different perks, augments, and abilities. I'm gonna go down. Look at that. Oh, okay, you're dead. When new augments came out, everyone was testing it on this. It was a big deal. And it's not hard to see why. Having golden armor completely replenish over time was really special, and oh no. And it ties into this map really well. Oh, we don't have enough points for it. Oh no, we might go down here. Where is he at? Where's he at? No. Can I Ether Shroud? I can. Let's go. And boom, there we go. There's one. Nice. Whew, that was close. That was really, really close. I think I'm gonna need to turn around here. I need some more ammo, and I don't have any points either. Oh, you know what? Those zombies gave me enough points, so I think we're good to go. False alarm. Let's get on Lightmend and let's activate this blood ritual one last time. These ones are a little bit easier to deal with, especially because there's not zombies around the place. Just need to actually buy the ammo that I got the points for. It's a lot more stressful because they move a lot faster than the Mimics, but it's actually kind of nice too. Hey, and look at that damage, dude. Double tap, Vulnerabine, and then Death Perception to like one-shot them once they're 20% or lower health. It's just wonderful. I love the augment system of Black Ops 6. I hope that stays true next title. Nice, look at that. Dude, is there 2 sand trials in the air? Let's go. But now, with that out of the way, as I said before, one of the best side quests in Black Ops 6, a permanent upgrade to our armor, golden armor. And with a little bit more points, we're just gonna get Death Perception. And with max ammo, max armor, we've got a death machine. We're gonna try out some smoke grenades. But I think it's time to take on the Sentinel artifact. And you might be surprised to hear, this is one of my favorite boss fights in this game. Oh, no bug round. We're gonna do this instead. Because this is a different style of boss fight. Not every boss fight needs to be a gigantic thing that you need to shoot. Sometimes I enjoy the little puzzly aspects or the strategical aspects of a boss fight. And this boss fight is very much strategy. That being said, the strategy is usually just sit here and spam the ice staff, at least for the first half. The second half is really where it kicks off. I do like the first half of this boss fight because it does a phenomenal job of teaching you what to expect. It's incredibly fair. The Sentinel artifact, it's clearly got a laser beam, and then it'll go to a statue and it'll have this little orb that goes to the statue, and you're gonna need to shoot it until it's open. Very good. and then it'll replicate, it'll duplicate itself. And with each phase, obviously get a max ammo, but then it gets a little bit more difficult because now you've got multiple lasers, and that continues on throughout the boss. I don't know. It's just a nice change of pace away from like, here's this big bad guy, just shoot it a bunch of times. I think what it might be is that the other boss fights are like entities, so it makes sense to have like a singular enemy, but with the Sentinel artifact, in my eyes, the Sentinel artifact is like a force of nature. It's not a thing. It doesn't have, I mean, it might have thoughts and feelings. Most things do in this storyline, but it's more like it's its own, I don't know. It's kind of like we're here and the Sentinel artifact is just going to do what it normally does. Like a wild animal, and we're taming it to obey our whim, I guess. But I guess that's just not as funny as, hey, why are we fighting a mirror? And if you're wondering why I didn't get the second Sentinel artifact during that second phase, it's because I would rather two-phase this phase of the boss fight rather than that second phase. I don't know if it's any faster, but I think it feels a little bit better because I can deny them the Doppelgast, and I think I'll deny them the parasites this go around here. But we should be getting close. We've got to be accurate here. Hard to do with the PPSH. There we go. Throw that down. And shoot away, get this one done. Come on, donuts, that was good. Then there's this one, we gotta do this one. Again, great accuracy, recoil donuts, that was so good. That was so good. Get your max ammo. And now we get to the fun part. Now you actually have to try. And so what I was thinking is we throw a smoke down here, and if we're inside the smoke, maybe we can deal some extra damage to the zombie. It's hard to see though. That's gonna be not as good as I thought, but maybe not a bad strategy if you're in a pinch or something. Oh man, this guy's almost dead. We've got to get to a safe spot. Let's throw this down. This is always the easiest one because he's almost dead. Let's do that. Zombie should run away. Come on, donuts. Easy, easy. Now the secret, I know a lot of people have trouble with this boss fight. The secret is basically don't use your regular weapons. You want to have PhD slider and tribologist, and you just want to use your ice staff instead of like switching and like, oh my goodness, we're gonna kill him right away. I mean, that might be something I do, but the ice staff is great because not only does it deal damage to the actual boss, but all of the zombies around it. See how it's killing all of the zombies? Now we could sit here and destroy this guy because there's no zombies around it. Oh, there we go. Come on, nice. But if you just focus fire on the elite enemy, then you're gonna have a hard time because you're gonna be trying to dodge all of the other stuff that's constantly spawning in. Because in the background, oh my goodness, go donuts, go. In the background, the Sentinel artifacts are doing exactly what they've done before. This entire boss fight is they're going up and down and they're spawning in all of these things. So if you hear whatever chanting is going on and you notice, oh my goodness, there's a ton of things spawning in right now, don't be afraid to like take your time. Don't worry about the artifact imbued enemy and just kind of kill the other things, especially those amalgams. Although it is pretty difficult with this ice staff. In fact, yes, I did. Dang it. I don't know if we'll get this one. Come on, PPSH. Let's go. It is hard with the ice staff and the HVT mimics being weak to cold stuff. Oh, we've got the amalgam. We got the amalgam. You know what though? This is pretty cool. What we could do is we could do this maybe. Yeah, and then we could do that. Nice. And then that's it. Let's go switch this out. Can we do it? Okay, Ether Shroud. Okay, that was pretty cool. And now we're gonna need to use our ice staff to kill all the other things that spawned in, like this amalgam. Oh, we got it. Nice, cool. Let's pick up this max ammo. Smokes, man, I'm telling you, smokes are pretty underrated. And I love this last step. I don't know exactly why, but we throw this down and we go to town on it. It just seems so epic and ceremonial, you know? We've got one last wave of zombies, a time trial that no matter what, if you fail, you're gonna die. And that was actually like the easiest one. PPSH, double tap, double time, rapid fire, whatever. Great gun. Very, very gameplay focused map. I'm a fan of the tomb. Write it down, everybody. I'm a fan of the tomb. But all of that being said, the reused stuff, the lack of original things really kills it for me, and especially the lack of intro cutscene and this just awful end cutscene. No dialogue from our set crew of characters, this weird, strange animation. No one has anything to say about the Sentinel artifact. This part is okay. Like, I like the dialogue by Sam. I like the tease that, you know, after Citadel, after the tomb, we're going back to Liberty Falls. I think that's a fun little twist. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I like that this is like a journey that we revisit the same location because it makes sense to be in that location. But overall, this is where everybody started biting their nails, which is ironic because the map that made everybody fall in love with Black Ops 6 Zombies again is actually the next one on our list. That's right, we're heading back to Liberty Falls and we're taking on Shattered Veil. I know, this is not a popular opinion. People love Shattered Veil. I've heard so many good things about this map, people claiming it's one of the best in the modern era, and personally, I just have my own problems with it. Luckily, we are doing the Easter egg, which I think is the strongest aspect of this map, but the reason it's so far down on this list is because unfortunately, it does not have any new wonder weapons or new boss zombies. Now that might seem really hypocritical because I was just gassing up the tomb last game, but to be fair, the tomb is still coming underneath this for very similar reasons. But one of the most important things about a zombie map for me is what experience can I get on this map that I cannot get on any other map. And when you reuse bosses, when you reuse wonder weapons, it's really difficult to create those unique experiences in the moment-to-moment gameplay. Because I've been using the Wunderwaffe for the past, 10 plus years. And I know the Wunderwaffe is good on this map. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. I mean, it is the high round strategy, so it's actually very capable of being a great wonder weapon, at least, functionality wise and strength wise. But I started a lot of my zombie experience on the Giant, at least in terms of practicing training and zombie basics. And so I have a lot of familiarity with the Wunderwaffe. And then we saw it again in Vanguard and again in Modern Warfare 3, and I just feel as though part of a new zombie map facilitates a new weapon. That's one of my favorite things about zombies. When I was a multiplayer guy, and you're looking at all the zombie trailers and thinking about what game mode to play, and then you see people playing like Die Rise with the Sliquifier, Origins with the staffs. That's a big part of what makes a zombie map a zombie map. And so in a zombie map like Tomb or Liberty Falls, and now here Shattered Veil, doesn't have a unique wonder weapon, that is like a huge core pillar of a map that just isn't there. I know it is subjective, and the design of Shattered Veil I feel is fantastic, truly, which is why it is ultimately above the Tomb. But unfortunately, I just can't place this any higher. And the same sort of arguments apply to the boss zombie or special enemy of this map. The Disciple, I think, is quite brilliantly implemented, actually. I think it's really well designed. Same goes for the Manglers, and really all of the boss zombies in this game are really well designed. It's just unfortunate that, well, we've played with them for so long before. And again, it might be because I played a lot of Modern Warfare Zombies. I've fought against so many Disciples in Modern Warfare 3. Same thing with Abominations and Manglers, so maybe it's just my own personal bias and fatigue from those enemies coming out. But even still, it's my opinion. That's kind of how I feel about it. I can only speak for myself. I am not a representation of the community as a whole. The community as a whole absolutely loves this map. And from a design perspective, it's really easy to see why. There are a lot of really good things they did design-wise with this map. First of all, the intro cutscene that was a part of the Liberty Falls intro cutscene that kind of made Liberty Falls feel a little disappointing, 100% feels like it was supposed to go with this map. I mean, we're talking about Richtofen waking up in the mansion, Blanchard in the mansion. We have the elevator that we're about to go down. It just makes way more sense for that cutscene to go with Shattered Veil. But luckily, as we just got information, supposedly we are going to be getting an intro cutscene for every single map of Black Ops 7, which is a positive. I know some people might argue that, oh my goodness, you watch the intro cutscene once and then you never interact with it again. You always skip past it, which may or may not be true for some people, but I would argue that one viewing of the intro cutscene is important for a lot of people's relationship with the the story. We've got A, so let's all remember A. Oh, and I completely forgot to go get more combat axes. Dang it. Well, let's move on forward. We should be getting that, we should be getting the explosive device anytime soon. Maybe we'll get lucky with this box. Yes, indeed we will. Nice. The essence bomb. Beautiful. I love this little secret entrance too. I think that's fantastic. I know, especially here on the channel, I am mostly a gameplay guy, and the gameplay of Black Ops 6 has been phenomenal if you ask me. But something that makes a really big difference, oop, I have an explosive, nice. Something that makes a big difference to not only me, but a ton of people in the community and the zombies game mode as a whole, is how well integrated the story is with the gameplay. Now, if you would have asked Donuts of a couple of years ago back in Cold War or Black Ops 4, I would have argued that the story is really not all that important. I don't care so long as the game is good, which is absolutely how a lot of people feel about it. But as I've matured over the years, I have realized that a lot of the things that I love about zombies and something that enhances the gameplay is the context of the story that which it's in. A good example is going to be on a map that's coming up soon on Reckoning. In order to get the Wonder Weapon, there's a ton of storyline details, lots of character development and dialogue, well, character interaction, I guess. I don't know if it's development, but the context of how we're building and crafting and upgrading that Wonder Weapon creates an emotional bond that isn't always immediately apparent, especially to those of us who aren't really game designers. Another good example of that I like to point out is that with Black Ops 6 and Cold War and even Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, we have a little device to activate our field upgrade. It is very sci-fi and technological, but it feels pretty generic. There's not a big emotional response I get to pulling out my field upgrade. It's strictly mechanical. Oh, I need to open up the thing. Whereas, and I know this is going to be a crazy thing, whereas in Vanguard, when you activate your field upgrade in Vanguard, they are different artifacts that bind you to these different gods. And just that little bit of lore and story background makes those field upgrades feel a little bit more interesting, makes them have a little bit more depth and aura, which is a big thing recently. It's one of those things where, like I said, it doesn't really affect the gameplay all that much, but emotionally, it resonates with players a lot more. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know how I started that rant. But it's round 11, which is one of my favorite rounds on Shattervale because it means we can now do this Easter egg by going up to this grandfather clock near this room. Hello, clock. Let's adjust the time on that. Beautiful. Let's multitask by coming in here and taking care of the floppy disk, putting that in the computer and waiting for this printer to print out stuff. Maybe we should also get double tap. I don't know. We should probably get double tap. This is a very congested room. Always really dangerous to go there mid round. That's usually where I find myself in the most trouble. Speaking of our weapon and double tap, I am running the Kilo 141 here, released in season 3 alongside Shattered Veil. It is a pretty middle of the road weapon, but I really like the iron sights. I love how it feels. It's got a good rate of fire, decent-ish damage. Again, middle of the road. We put on rapid fire. We put on double time on double tap, so that's going to be good. We've got crab as our word. I think it'll be fun. I am worried, very worried actually, about the Z-Rex. We're going to try a new, possibly glitch that people have found with the Z-Rex to insta-kill it, but I have a suspicion that it's been patched already because it was a pretty bad exploit, but we're going to test it out today, and if not, then we will definitely, hopefully take care of that Z-Rex with the Kilo. We just took a nap in Richtofen's bed. We're gonna jump down, crouch down, looking for an armored zombie somewhere around here. Where is it at? Where is it at? And we're going down here. Excuse me, pardon me. This is a cool side quest. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Armored zombie. This is so unique. Every day I play this game, I start to think, war machine and stamina. Okay, well, I guess I'll take the war machine. We're gonna need to upgrade our guns naturally then. Bummer. But I've been really thinking about the side quests of this mode. Oh yeah, we need to go over here to get crab. We've got 7857. 7857. 7857. 7857. Nice. We did it. We did it. Now, we got to be careful. I am running Turtle Shell this game because it is the meta strategy, or my favorite strategy, against the Z-Rex. Oh boy, okay. But as I was gonna say, every day I play this game, I fall in love with the side quests more and more. I definitely think they need to be a little bit more impactful for the long-term game of zombies. Like, they need to impact the sandbox of zombies. quests, right? It's great that we have these really unique and fun to do side quests. And of course we need the severed arm, but I want them to change how we play these maps, you know? And the thing is, they're already in there, and I've probably already talked about this. Etherella on both Reckoning and Liberty Falls, Etherella too. Those are really good. And here we have the donut Easter egg. Like, I just want those to be part of the sandbox. And I think if we do that, I think that would be a huge W for modern zombie systems, I guess. Now, I know I'm playing this really inefficiently, but I always like waiting until I have a little bit stronger of a gun to get started on these steps. And I just have enough for tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, and we're gonna go get epic rarity next. Just like so. Beautiful. And then I want speed cola for the very first ray gun upgrade that we're gonna do. I want to do the toxic one first because it's always the one that I have the most difficulty with. Not difficulty, well, yes, difficulty. It just stresses me out, this one does. And oh, luckily we got the last canister. Now, talking about Shattered Veil again, I'm always confused with the really overwhelming love that this map gets. The Easter egg, really well designed. The boss spam, nearly non-existent. There's only the, well, vermin and parasites and the disciples. But outside of that, I mean, there's good training spots. Yes, I guess it's just a good overall survival map. To be honest, between you and me, I think people only like this map because it doesn't have boss spam. And if that's true, it's one of the reasons why I like it too. Treyarch, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, hey. I think that's a little bit of a sign for Treyarch that maybe, just maybe, we should calm it down with the boss spam in zombies. Oh my goodness, this one is always so stressful. There's so many zombies. I always try to do 2 at once, and then I bite off more than I could do. 2 gobblegums, let's go. What do we got? No, don't do it, zombie. Exit strategy, love it. And flavor hex. Ooh, good. I need to use some of those. Come on. Oh, we got so many zombies. The round is starting. Come on. Where is it at? Always keep your head on a swivel over here, especially with turtle shell. This is a hard one to do. Bam, bam. There we go. Come on. We're so close. Come on. What is that? A nuke? Double points, of course, when I don't want it. Hey, we did it. Beautiful. And there's a Sam trial there. Do I do this mid round? I think I should do this mid round. We're gonna flip this trap, start this one since we've already killed a lot of zombies. Just keep an eye on that window. We've got this kilo, which is like 2-shotting with a crazy good rate of fire. Look at that. And we've got the ray gun just in case. Oh no, some of them got through. We're good. We're almost out of ammo. And there's the end of the round. Beautiful. Come on, pod. Oh, we've got disciple. Speak of the disciple, here we go. Come on. Let's do this. Get the zombies out of here. Oh, dude, this pod's taking so long. Thank you very much. Okay, anyway, let's get back. Let's take a minute. Oh boy, I thought I had PhD on. We're gonna head back to spawn, get some ammo. Oh, and the disciple's right here. Beautiful. Okay, and there you go. Cool. Turtle shell, protect me, turtle shell. Oh boy, all right, we did it. Pick up the key. I love turtle shell so much. No damage taken through all that. Now we can do this kilo, man. Well, most guns before round like 40 do pretty well. Insta-kill. Let's use this insta-kill for this final pot. I do like opening or doing that microwave trap for this last one. But as I was saying before I got distracted, I do think the main thing about this map people like is the no boss zombie spam. And I think they just like the quantity of wonder weapons. It's really crazy because people often say, you know, quality over quantity. But then I also hear them say, oh my goodness, we got some zombies right now. This is a bad place to be. And then I hear them say, you know, all these reused wonder weapons are good because there's so many of them. I just think personally that's a very dangerous precedent to set, to say, hey, this is okay because there's so much content, doesn't matter if it's reused. I just think that's a very slippery slope to go down. I know not everybody agrees, and that's perfectly fine. Not that you need my approval for your opinion to be fine, who am I? But it's confusing to me, like we were just talking about on the tomb, how everyone was like, dude, the eye staff doesn't make sense to be here, even though we pulled it out of the dark ether where it like actually was. Yet here with the ray guns, they're all just here from Alpha Omega somehow, and everyone's just kind of okay with it, I guess. I mean, the explanation is, oh yeah, like Project Janus made them, which is, you know, that's fine, you know, I don't mind. But if you're okay with Project Janus making these, why are you not okay with us pulling the ice staff out of the dark ether? It's just, you know, I don't understand the community standards, I guess. It's a personal problem. But hey, now we've got the upgraded Mark II. We've got the marksman rifle variant, which I heard actually was nerfed in the most recent update. We will, I guess, kind of see if that works out. I actually don't have damage numbers on, so maybe I'll save and quit this game and test that out off camera. But we need to go back over to the library and really get started on this Easter egg. The format of this Easter egg is kind of a breath of fresh air. I think if Black Ops 6 has done one thing correct, it's the main quest and the boss fights. I feel like those two things have been absolutely blown out of the water because each of the main quests here all feel very different from one another. They all have their different spin, narrative, story, feeling. Oh, and that's not a good sign. Okay. And we only have one ether shroud to do this. Only one ether shroud. Let's go up here, check if it's up there. It is. We can pick that up, head back over here. It's not over there. Is it in here? It's not. It's probably both of them are over here then. I think we're going to need to pick this up, and I don't know if we're going to have enough time to go all the way over to the fireplace. We're probably going to need another ether shroud. Unless it's right there. Did we do it? We picked it up. Let's go. But yes, Terminus is a very linear main quest with a mid-boss fight. You get the wonder weapon to do the step, then you do that step to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. It's very linear, very solid as an on-disc Easter egg, especially for people maybe learning a really good beefy Easter egg. Then you've got Citadel, where you've got 8 different things to get, 4 incantations, 4 different swords, plus Easter egg steps, so it's a very wide range of things that you can do. The tomb kind of goes back to the Liberty Falls singular, but again, like we discussed, very gameplay focused, not a whole bunch of puzzly elements. And here in Shattered Vale, we have multiple wonder weapons that you need first, but the steps you need them for are fairly small and they incorporate gameplay pretty well. Now I know there's like an official like 1, 2, 3, and I think it's this one, right? Yeah, I just do it. I you know, that's the last one. That symbol's the first one. Although I don't know if I'm ever going to remember that. You know, I should mention these toxic zombies are new. I know I give Shattered Vale a lot of crap, but I love these toxic zombies. I think they are a fantastic addition. It's a breath of fresh air away from the vermin and parasites that we've had all year. But now our first kind of, I guess you can call them a mid-boss fight. Oh my goodness. Speaking of toxic zombies, here we go. We're gonna do this. Come on. Maybe I should have put on dead wire or something before this. Yeah, this part of the Easter egg is really hard for me with Turtle Shell because these are very linear hallways. And when I have to like shoot somebody head on, I have to turn around and be vulnerable instead of having a nice open training spot. And these parasites love to just give me so much trouble. We can do that. Very good. Come on. You can deal massive damage to this guy if you hit one of those headshots. I'm just really terrible, so sometimes I like to switch to my base weapon. Now, this right here is why we love this Easter egg. We had some puzzly elements for the wonder weapon. We had a little gameplay element to unlock that portal room, and then a little tiny boss fight to end it off. It's just so well balanced, and we can do it in any order. Lots of freedom, lots of ways to optimize your play and just play in the way that you want to. I guess do whatever you want to do first. If you have trouble with a certain step, you can do that first or last. Lots of good stuff on Shattered Vale. For example, I love this room, dude. The first time we saw this room, my mind was absolutely blown. Not only is it like a secret area, not part of the main kind of part of this map, but it's also a fantastic training spot. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of things you got to pay attention to and be careful of. But again, good gameplay, good story balance, good Easter egg narrative design. It's a really hard balance to meet, but when they do it, man, it's really special. I think a good word for it would be when you go into a place like this, you could tell that there's like a history behind it. The statue here, the fact that it's secret, this very contrasting room versus the facility of where Sam is and the underground like highway that's up there, you know? Those are the things that I think makes zombies special, when those systems come together. But that's like the 78th time I've said that this video. So let's go craft my personal favorite ray gun, the shotgun variant. And against my better judgment, I want to pack-a-punch it as well. Just crafting this special ray gun in Richtofen's bedroom, that's fine. And this ray gun, as well as the SMG ray gun and the base ray gun Mark II, are some of the best wonder weapons in the game in terms of DPS. If you can manage to hit your headshots with this gun, it does massive power, and it has a special effect where it drops a little thing where you are invulnerable so long as you're inside of this circle. Now, I wish that circle like exploded or knocked zombies down once you were done with it, because especially with turtle shell, it's really dangerous to go in there. And then when it ends, you're just vulnerable again, but meh, it's a nice little effect. Now we get to go around the map with this ray gun. And again, gameplay here, take care of these disciples to sacrifice their blood or something to the little goblet or cup that we're filling up with our ritual elixir. Last one in the spawn room. There we go. Goodbye, disciple. Goodbye. Nice. We gotcha. The Shattered Veil map layout is a little bit bigger and it takes a little bit more time to get around the map. Feels like there needs to be like one more fast travel system from like here to the middle of the mansion where the T-Rex is. But people were giving Treyarch flack for just making circle map layout. So meh, I'll take this one. We've got 15, 33, and 24. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's everybody. I think I forgot the numbers. Did I forget the numbers? I guess we'll find out, huh? I think it was 15, 33, 24. Yeah. And we have our ritual item. And I think we're just gonna start this mid-round. I know. This double pack-a-punch shotgun ray gun is really fun though. And I love the pack-a-punch camo of this map. It's so good. The Sentinel artifact theming is wonderful. I'm gonna Ether Shroud here. Reload. Get this guy. Come on, donuts. Come on, donuts. Ether Shroud is almost done. Beautiful. Easy enough. And here we go again, very similar to Shadows of Evil. We're absorbing their essence into the Sentinel artifact. Now, that doesn't make a lick of sense story-wise, but it's cool. For as much flack as I give them for reusing the Disciple again, it works really well in this sandbox. The ability for them to speed up the evolution progress or process that's already in the base game, I think that's really well done. And they don't normally attack you. They kind of just hang back, so you have to be aggressive to them. And that's difficult because they have that one blast effect that, especially when you're running turtle shell, is hard to avoid. And hopefully we've got the Simon Says step right here. Back and forth, back and forth. Did we do it? We did it. Oh, I need to, oh dang it. I need to go get the actual SMG ray gun first. Now, this upgrade is something that a lot of people tend to dislike because there's some RNG elements involved. Dude, Donuts, way to go, man. That was a good double from that abomination. Now you're gonna do a little speedy attack, right? Maybe, can you come over here? Can I get a 2-for-1? 2-for-1? Come on. Bummer. We'll at least get this one, right? Yeah. And I'll admit, it's not necessarily that difficult, but I can see how it's a little bit tedious, especially when situations like this where he's just not going to be able to turn enough to get to that rock. Oh, wow. He actually managed to hit that one. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. It just requires a little bit of patience. Perhaps a lot of bit of patience too for some people, but here we go. Come on, duck down. Thank you very much. And that laser does kill the zombie, so I get how that's kind of annoying. Let's get him positioned, maybe go away. There we go. That should be it. Beautiful. Now this is going to be really hard to do mid-round. I think I'll use my war machine here since I'm going to try a different kill streak. But we are looking out for these vermin. Don't much care for the zombies, but those vermin are going to be here to stop our progress. And especially mid-round, this is going to take some focus and concentration. Oh boy, 2 vermin. There we go. Come on. Almost there. We got our shotgun ready to go. Get these vermin out of here. Go, get away, get away, get away, get away. Maybe the kilo might be better. A little faster rate of fire. Come on. 95%. Get out of here, vermin. We got it. Beautiful. Nice and easy. We have this explosive canister and we're on the home stretch of this Easter egg. Last time I'm gonna, well, probably not the last time I'm gonna say it, but the variety of steps this egg has, really special. And this, you know, talking about the ray guns, this is, I think, the most powerful ray gun variant for sure. Oh my goodness. I've said this before. I don't think I've officially like trained in this room when I'm not doing the Easter egg, but I feel like this would be a really fun room to train in. It's very close quarters. Doppelgast, what are we doing? What are we doing? Nice simple circle. Reminds me of the tomb a little bit. And now comes everybody's favorite step. This is the brain rot step. We are going to, I guess, upgrade our weapon. Probably not the best idea since we're looking for hit markers now. We have our bell. We need to go in here to activate the step. And somebody told me that like you get a free brain rot when coming in here. They lied. It's untrue. Fake news or whatever you kids are saying these days. So we have our bell now. Yes, there we go. And we can ring this. And I am going to try to get a brain rotted zombie. Whenever I'm running the elemental pop, I say it every time. I always get a brain rotted zombie, but whenever I put brain rot on for this step, no such luck. Nothing. Nothing. Now, if you don't know, there is an Easter egg for ringing this bell 115 times. It's honestly not that bad, at least on PC, because if you have something like what I just did, you know, the end of a round, get a couple zombies in here. Ooh, a toxic round, nice. We're not gonna be able to brain rot any of those guys, so we can kind of just sit here, keep ringing the bell. I only need to interact once on PC. I think on controller you need to like hold interaction, which might be really much more annoying. There's our max ammo. Let's grab that. Round 25. Round 25, we just got this step, one more liminal space, and then we're just gonna grind up some points for the boss fight. But I feel like any second now, oh, and of course a disciple. Come on, zombie. I haven't brain rotted anything. Come on, zombie, please. Now, oh no, I'm using the wrong brain rot augments. That's not good. Am I soft blocked through this? Certainly not. Maybe he's just too far away. Anyway, I've gotta go get another ether shroud. Oh, I really want that double points. Oh, I'm in a bad spot right now. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of things that I don't want to go against right now. Nuke, save me. Get out of here, Elder Disciple. Oh yeah, SMG's really good. I'm gonna get myself just one decoy. Let's see if that works. Beautiful, come on. There we go, brain rot. Let's do this. Ring the bell. Are you gonna, hello? Yep, okay, we did it. Nice, okay. And then he's going to drink it. Give me the thing. Thank you very much. And now we just gotta go to that liminal space. So let's get to the end of the round. Dude, that distraction brain rot zombies is honestly not that bad of an augment to run. I need to review that soon. But now let's do the final trial, final lockdown. We have a mangler and some vermin. But with this SMG variant of the ray gun, it's a really easy fight most of the time. There we go, beautiful. Wow, this is a fun quest, man. It's been a while since I've done it. I really appreciate it. I mean, Black Ops 6 Zombies as a whole, I know we did Liberty Falls and the Tomb first, but between you and me, outside of certain aspects of Liberty Falls and the Tomb, I feel like a lot of these maps are really good, like above average. Let's triple pack a punch this. We are ready to go to the boss fight, but we will be back when we have some more perks. I'm going to upgrade this to Deadwire, and I assure you, I am so close to getting this free perk. I've been ringing this bell for so long. We've got like one zombie left. Hopefully I can do this in the transition time, unless you need to do it like 115 times after you do this Easter egg step, in which case that would be kind of lame. Oh, the gobblegum is on the computer. Do you see that? That's crazy. Hey, we got it. And it's Deadshot. Nice. Finally, that took so long. Now, here's an idea. I don't know if you guys will agree with this, right? Like those free perk Easter eggs, I just said I love them. I love the one on Liberty Falls. There was a new one just discovered on Reckoning. I love the free perk Easter eggs. But a lot of the time, I think people will forego them because it's easier to just grind through the rounds, get points, and buy the perks. So here's an idea of how to make those Easter eggs or side quests a little bit more viable and fun, even if you already have the perk. Black Ops 6, we clearly have perk augments, right? Deadshot's the perfect example of this. When there's a random perk, sure, it gets you any sort of random perk. But if you get, say, for example, the special Deadshot on Liberty Falls, where it actually 100% gives you the perk can every time, what if, instead of the perk can, which gives you the normal Deadshot, what if it was a perk bottle reminiscent of the classic zombie perk system? And instead of giving you regular Deadshot, what if it gave you Deadshot with all of the augments unlocked? So you got the reduced hipfire spread, you got the double damage on a zombie at full health, and the further increase in critical damage, and the critical shots get you back ammo. But the kicker was, if you went down, then it either got removed or you just went back to normal Deadshot. I feel like that would be a game changing, again, map specific, because you can put in specific perk cans or perk bottles, whatever, per map. So that way, you know, for example, we're actually going to get an RCXD here. I know that's a crazy pull, but that's part of the secret strategy that we're testing out today. But I know like Jug, well, Jug might not be a bad example. That might be actually overpowered. Reactive armor with probiotic and turtle shell at the same time. Oh man, you'd be invincible. Well, honestly, no, that'd be actually the perfect example. You know, that'd be awesome. Durable plates and increased damage mitigation? Like, wow, you'd have to put that on a specific map, but that would be so valuable, right? You would do that Easter egg every time. I'm trying to think, I think maybe Quick Revive might be one of the only perks that has like conflicting augments, like equivalent exchange. Although maybe not, because you just pop your Dying Wish first, and then once your Dying Wish is done, you go to your equivalent exchange. I don't know. You get the idea. I feel like that would be, that would be killer for side quests. And you wouldn't even need to change the base mechanics of the game. That's just like a side quest you could do. You could control what perk it is. You can control what map you put it in. I don't know. That's just a free idea for you. And there's Elemental Pop. We're just missing Melee Macchiato, but overall, that's not that bad. We're going to push one more round for tier 3 armor, and we should be good to rock this T-Rex. I will say, before we go, the last thing I will mention that I'm not the biggest fan of Shattered Veil. I'm not a big fan of the atmosphere. It's one of those things where so many people love the atmosphere of this map. And I think we might be saying different things or meaning different things by atmosphere. I'm talking about the literal like colors and aesthetics and visuals of the map, but I think people like the environmental storytelling of the map, the things that are in here, like the actual story behind it, which I agree with that. I do like the story and the environmental storytelling. That's really good. That's just not what I'm talking about when I say the word atmosphere. Where's this disciple? Okay, you are here. Let's do this. We have Deadwire on, so that should be good with Vulnerabine. Taking out the zombies. Great work. Lots of salvage. Plenty of points for some ammo once we get in there. Got tier 3 armor. All the perks that I want. RCXD. I'm going with smoke grenades too. We're going to test them out versus the Z-Rex. And I think we're ready. There are aspects of this map that are beautiful. I think this spectacle-wise is awesome. I love the Sam area. This area in particular, I think is the dullest space to be in, but upstairs is good. The mansion's good. Shem's Hedge is good. I like all that stuff, but let's see if we can't take on the Z-Rex with the Kilo and maybe get a quick kill with it with something else. Now, narratively speaking, this cutscene and this little twist, I guess, of Sam betraying us and saying, thank you for bringing me the Sentinel artifact, I'm gonna get my own body now, is something that we expected, but being able to talk to Richtofen and specifically the facial capture of Richtofen, and of course Nolan North is wonderful in this entire scene. Where it falls flat is with the character's reaction. There's no back and forth. Richtofen has a good monologue, he has a good speech, it's full of emotion and real and grittiness, and it's awesome. Weaver has a mild reaction, but no one else says anything about it. Maya has no reaction. There's Gray. Oh, Maxis just did this. Weaver has a decent reaction, but if you look at Gray, she's just kind of there. I mean, she's not there. She's being blocked by Richtofen. There's Gray. She's almost smiling right there. She's almost just like, we're here. It's whatever, you know? Even still, this is like far and away way better than the cutscene we got for the tomb. Especially this sequence in game here that we're about to see, like this, like them killing zombies, and you can see the stuff activating the Z-Rex, and Richtofen actually saving Carver there is really good. And this little reaction that like, oh, time to go, and without showing us the reveal and then running and then the reveal be, dude, it's just so, the blocking, the design, the mini storytelling right there, beautiful. And this shot, dude, this shot is so good. The Jeep being thrown, and I do like the fact that Richtofen is actually helping us in this boss fight. It makes a lot of sense, just spectacle wise, story, it's so well done. It's so well done. I need to put on damage numbers now. I like seeing how much damage we're doing here. Yeah, look at that, almost 9k or 900 damage, almost 1,000 damage. Not bad, not bad. Now, while we're in the easy stages of this boss fight, I would love to try a couple of things, and that I might regret later. So we are going to throw a smoke grenade right here and stand in the middle of it and see, that might hurt us. Okay, we're gonna throw another smoke grenade back over here. Obviously, those guys ignore us, and it looks as though the Z-Rex ignores us. It's clearly difficult to, oh boy, yeah, there we go, we're back. All right, so smokes work against the Z-Rex, but I don't know how practical that's gonna be because, well, you need to see him, and then he just kind of parades around the arena, and when you're in the smoke, you can't see anything. So, last thing I'm gonna try, the RCXD was known to one-shot him lately in this most recent update. I don't think that's the case anymore, but we can certainly try it out. Please don't stomp on me. Come on. No. Okay, well, that sucks. Now I'm actually pretty genuinely worried. I thought that was gonna one-shot him. Unless I did something wrong. Maybe I was supposed to, like, activate it, but I felt like I was pretty close. So it seems like that was patched, or I just didn't understand what was going on. So we're gonna do this. Oh, he's done with that thing. Okay, nice. He's up there. Crap, now I actually have to try. I thought that was going to be an easy out. Well, now I guess I'll speak on the Z-Rex boss fight, because this is a very, like I said, well done boss fight. Love the setup for it. Love the arena. Love the look of the Z-Rex. We've been wanting to fight dinosaurs and zombies for a long time. It's always been kind of a meme, funny thing to think about, but now that it's actually real, it's pretty darn cool. But I will say, in terms of balance, at times, I feel as though the Z-Rex is a little too hard. I don't know. Call me a scrub all you want. I get it. I understand. I'm not the greatest zombies player. I'm not really even a good zombies player. Oh, but there are times where he's like right behind you, especially in the later stages, where you just can't, you seemingly can't dodge him or his attacks. He's just constantly on you. He like stun locks you. And with the RNG of the acid pools, it makes positioning, which is very critical. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We gotta go, Donuts. Come on, Turtle Shell. Oh no, that's bad. It makes positioning, which is crucial in zombies, really difficult and frustrating to do. Luckily, there are ways to avoid it. For example, the Environmentalist augment for PhD will let you slide through these acid pools without taking any damage. And Tribologist will, oh, here we go. We are in the next phase here. Tribologist will let you slide through those acid pools really quickly while taking minimal damage. Something that they've done in Shattered Veil and again in Reckoning, though, that I love is on round 100, there will be a slightly harder version of the boss fight. You see that it kind of is glowing a little bit more green now. It is going to be a lot more aggressive now. And so we've got to be extra careful. We've got to be well aware of where we're going, of the acid pools, and we have just got to be patient as we can. I always seem, and one of the things that I struggle with is like he'll be doing this, and I seem to be in the wrong area. I seem to, oh, he's jumping. Okay, there we go. Now he might be right on my back, which is not good. Okay, we're fine. There's some good damage there with those things on his back. I found in the second phase, you want to circle around in smaller circles. If you go on a long run like this, he's gonna chase you down like that. So cutting back through the middle and kind of zigzagging, really beneficial. But again, when I'm doing that, I find it really difficult to turn around and deal any sort of damage to him without being in an acid pool. So it's a very improvisational type of boss fight. And oh, when it's like this, I always find it best just to Ether Shroud. Even though I have Turtle Shell on, Turtle Shell will block all of that damage if you manage to actually put him on your back, unlike what I just did. But man, it's a skillful boss fight. You've really got to be on your toes. There's no like set process. Like in the tomb that we just played, the Ice Staff strategy, in my opinion, can be pretty foolproof. So long as you do that and you're patient, you'll have your opportunity. This one, you've really got to be good at juggling and prioritizing, good decision making, which is good. But again, at times, especially when the Z-Rex is right behind you, it can feel unfair. Now, luckily, something that helps is the Hot Foot augment on Stamina, where if you get a kill with a piece of equipment, for example, a Molotov, you will run really fast. And that helps you get away from his really violent attacks. Oh my goodness, let's Ether Shroud. Oh boy. That's not a good Ether Shroud. I mean, it is, but yikes. It's a tough one. We might go down here, and I'm not even hyperbolizing that. This is a very tough boss fight for me. It's something that I struggle with a lot, but we just got to be calm, cool, collected, take our time. Like I said, be patient. This is a good long stretch here. We'll try to be around this area a lot more often. If you're too fast and you cut those corners, the Z-Rex will actually cut you off too. Oh, we're so close. If we had a death machine instead of that stinking RCXD, then I think we would have been fine. Oh, the smoke is so good, dude. The smoke is so good. I love it. Come on, Donuts. Come on, Donuts. Find your opportunity. Go. Straight away. Turn around. Oh, out of ammo again. No. Lots of damage there. Oh, we got it. Come on, Donuts. Come on. Calm down. There we go. Almost there. Oh my goodness. We're so close. This is so nerve-wracking every single time. Come on, Z-Rex, we got him. Let's go. Hey, very satisfying though. Not unbalanced like Richtofen, in Reckoning, but very fun, very intense, and it's a dinosaur, dude. It's so cool. Now this end cutscene is functional. We do have some good dialogue here between our characters, with Carver being mad at Richtofen, although it does make the Reckoning a little confusing because it makes it seem like we're siding with Richtofen automatically here, and Gray again just has nothing to say away. It's so sad. And Maya's here. But of course, Richtofen always has a plan. And I do think it's time we head our way over, just like our squad here, to Janus Towers for the next map in the ranking, Reckoning. That's right. The finale of Black Ops 6 Zombies is at number 3, I guess this would be. Now, I do think there is a substantial jump between the Reckoning and Shattered Veil, if you ask me, and all of the other maps too. In fact, the biggest problem that I have with Reckoning is just the atmosphere, and that is merely a personal preference. I have seen a lot of people say that they really do enjoy the atmosphere of Reckoning. I'm sure I've mentioned it somewhere in this like 3-hour video that there are some people who really love the more grounded and realistic and sci-fi version of zombies, and Reckoning has that in spades. This is the most facility map in Black Ops 6. Liberty Falls and the Tomb, obviously not facilities. Citadel, in my opinion, not really a facility. Shattered Veil has a facility in it, but other than that, it's really mainly a mansion. And Terminus, well, it's kind of the same thing as Shattered Veil. It has a facility in it, but really to me, that's like an island map. That's Terminus Island. And I know people don't like facilities, but if you're gonna do a facility, this is how you do a facility. Just like the original like Doris or the Giant, this facility is all about zombie research, and I think it's one of the most well done facility maps that we've ever gotten. And I'm sure I'll talk more about it, but as we're exploring the map, we've got zombie specific things like the mutant research, researching all the manglers and disciples and toxic zombies that we've seen in the previous maps. Works really well as like the culmination of everything. The quantum computing room with all of the dark ether flora and fauna I think works really well. Klaus Assembly, the Forsaken, there's a lot of good zombie specific things in this map. It's not the prettiest in my opinion. In fact, I might even go as far as to say is like the above ground mansion of Shattered Veil looks a little bit prettier than this, but as a setting, I can't be mad at it. It's just not as good as our top 2 picks. I'm gonna try to remember to not forget any Easter egg steps as I'm yapping away this time around. I always take the quantum, oh no, this is mutant research, so I always try to come up here and take the syringe from the mangler. I just have to remember to take it into the pack-a-punch machine. And this map is still very much fresh. I'm sure it's not fresh by the time you're watching this video because I'm pre-recording this from quite a ways away. Now, between you and me, I didn't really know that these were like clones of Richtofen's family. I mean, I guess that makes sense with their DNA being right here. I probably should have paid attention to the story more, but you know, we could have used some more character quotes of people reacting to this and the cloned body and everything that's going on over here, the nefarious stuff. I like this as a facility. And down here, of course, Klaus Assembly, where they're making Klaus. Really wish that Klaus was able to help us throughout the Easter egg, other than like, I mean, being a part of the Easter egg. Like, I know he helps us during the Easter egg. I mean, like he helped us in Cold War, being an actual part of the map, like a little mini kill streak you could call in. We've also got ties to the Forsaken, with the Forsaken chamber being right here. I love that, especially how it comes into play with the Wonder Weapon. And the biggest thing for me about this map, as you've probably been able to suss out over the past couple maps, this has a unique Wonder Weapon, multiple unique Wonder Weapons, as well as unique bosses. Now, there are doppelgas still, and I really hope that they change that. I don't think they're going to change it, but hopefully they take a different philosophy in Black Ops 7, at least make it a little bit more tame. But also not just a unique Wonder Weapon and boss zombie, but there's multiple boss zombies and multiple Wonder Weapon upgrades. And I think the Reckoning gives the Tomb a run for its money in terms of valuable side quests. There's a ton of free perks. There's actually one that's just been found out like a day or two ago by, I think J Money initially made the discovery, and then Zonex and his team kind of cranked out the specific details. Today, we also got access to Mr. Peaks. I'm actually grinding XP to unlock him right now to give you a time frame of when this was recorded, and that's going to give us the Ether Blade. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to unlock the Ether Blade this run, which is unfortunate as we're kind of showcasing the map here, but I tend to do a lot of the side quests on this map, so it won't take much for us to showcase what makes this map pretty special. And oh, moving Pack-a-Punch. I love the Pack-a-Punch room. I think this is so fun. This is interesting. We do have a leak about Black Ops 7 from months and months and months ago, saying that they want to experiment with zanier locations. Obviously not just facilities, of course, but one of those kind of leaked locations or suspected locations or proposed locations, I don't know, is a dark ether space station, which to me sounds awesome. And since we now know that the supposedly entirety of Black Ops 7 is going to take place in the dark ether, us trying to escape the dark ether, how cool would it be, and how convenient would it be if that low gravity room was just them play testing their kind of low gravity, anti-gravity mechanics for that dark ether space station? I don't know. That's my developer brain going on. Like, if I were a developer and I had this really cool thing, maybe I might try to spice up the maps that we're currently building with it. You know, ooh. Now this Mr. Peaks Easter egg, you could see I shot Mr. Peaks on this little thing there and then interacted with him. This is going to be a free perk Easter egg. Lots of people don't like parachuting for some reason because, oh, it's just like Warzone, which I think is a little bit lame of a reason, but hey, people think what they think. I think it works really well. I think if Die Rise had a parachute mechanic, then I think people would enjoy Die Rise a little bit more. I think this is really fun, especially tying a side quest to it. Like, this is part of the map gimmick and you're tying a side quest to the map specific thing. I think that's exactly how you should do it. Now, it is just a random free perk, and I already gave my perk bottle instead of perk can little suggestion in the previous map, so we're not going to go over that again. But I also like this sharpshooter Easter egg. It kind of makes sense here. It almost makes more sense on Shattered Vale because there was a shooting range that we suspected was an Easter egg for so long, but unfortunately nothing has come of that yet. Brain rot, ew. But even still, it's really cool that it's an Easter egg here, and it makes you play the map in a different way, which I just adore so much. That looked like Nettlesome to me, but that was from a long ways away. And of course, we've got Elemental Pop. Let's go see. Can we see? Can we see? Is there anything here? Deceit. All right, I don't know if there's an ND, but we're gonna find out. Ooh, keycard, thank you very much. Pause. ND right there, I believe. Actually, I don't know what that is. That's 60. So let's come on up here and do 60. I love how many combinations there are to get into this. Really makes you use that periodic table. I also really like this step of the wonder weapon. Well, first of all, I love the puzzle elements to get in here using the periodic table. The quests that are easy to replicate but hard to figure out are seemingly the best ones to do in zombies, and this took us quite a bit to figure out. And not just our team, I think most people were pretty stumped by this quest. This was the single longest quest to figure out in Black Ops 6. It took us nearly 8 hours, which is awesome. We love a long quest, and it's still relatively easy. It's just the steps were pretty well hidden. Now, just because they're well hidden doesn't mean that they're nonsensical or just out of nowhere. It's just that we wouldn't suspect them right away. So with every map, with every zombie game, they're starting to really make progress on balancing the hardcore fans, giving more stuff to the hardcore fans while still being accessible. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's necessary to have your Liberty Falls and dude, these souls are automatically getting collected from these weak zombies. It's so great. You need your Liberty Falls, you need your tombs to get people in the mode, to get people an easier or accessible experience, but you also need these more complex experiences like Terminus and Citadel and Shattered Vale and Reckoning, so that way those experienced players can have something more to digest, a higher skill to express, something to keep them coming back. And this map, Reckoning, man oh man, is it difficult. Not just the boss fight, because one of the boss fights is really difficult, but the boss zombie, the special zombie for this map is really difficult. The Uberklaus is no joke. I've been running smoke grenades. I don't know if you could tell, I'm in love with smoke grenades now. They work well in the boss fights, they work well here, and I love the sandbox of Black Ops 6. Now we are also running Environmentalist, which is why I'm not going to take any damage from these toxic pools. The reason I'm running Environmentalist is because I don't want to take any damage from the Klaus electric, like energy mine type things. It only works when you're sliding, but man, that Klaus is so threatening, it's worth it. Once again, really challenging place to be, but I kind of really like that. And then we'll get this last target in, get ourselves a purple tool, nice. And you know what? I think I will at least go start opening up that Easter egg room. I forgot to do the Pack-a-Punch accelerator thing. The particle accelerator thing. Dang it, Donuts, you literally said, oh, and I forgot the trash can over here. There's so much to do on this map. I love it. Got some good equipment, a sentry turret, whatever. Okay, let's go back. Let's actually do the Easter egg. All right, let's see. Where's the body at? Oh, it disappeared. Okay, and there it is. Okay, let's hop it. Oh, gotta go the other way. In we go. Oh, almost didn't make it. Gotta dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. There's the body. Oh, lots of zombies. Let's get the blood. I've got no armor. Gotta be careful. Where'd my body go? Is it here? Is it you? Where's it at? There you are. There you are. Just get rid of all of you. Hello, my friend. I need to take a DNA sample. Thank you. Oh boy, a Klaus round and I've got no armor. At least we can get that, his arm. There we go. Beautiful. Please don't explode on me. All right, that was easy. I'm gonna go get tier 2 armor now. And you know what? I'm gonna get double tap too. I am gonna mention we are using the brand new ABR. It's the AUG. The AUG is back and I really like it. It's a really fun gun. Only when you have a rapid fire on it, it will turn into a fully automatic weapon. It's a burst fire and the burst fire it's a burst fire, but as a full auto weapon, it's one of the best guns in the game. That's something I've always really enjoyed about Black Ops 6. The weapon variety is really well done. Something that we asked for a lot over the course of the years since like Black Ops 3 were more unique Pack-a-Punch effects, and Black Ops 6, if I'm counting correctly, has the most Pack-a-Punch effects in a Treyarch Zombies game. World War II Zombies still beats it by a mile, but for Treyarch, this is really good, and I think Black Ops 6 has my favorite collection of of weapons in it. All right, Dr. Fowler, we've taken your DNA. You are now this mangler. You've got to help us, Dr. Fowler. Oh no, Dr. Fowler, you've betrayed us. Sorry, you're dead. We're gonna take your injection though, but not after all of this lockdown stuff happens. Get out of here. Oh boy. Disciples, man, disciples. They're so strong. All right, with that out of the way, actually, while we're here, this is the brand new Easter egg that, like I said, J Money and then Zone X figured out. We're gonna end the round. I'm going to bring down my FOV because if we shoot either this or if we shoot this guy, yeah, we are going to get some cans that we can hopefully shoot off of this thing without missing, just like we could back in Liberty Falls, and boom, there you go. We get free Deadshot. Now we can't have that FOV anymore. Back to normal. Beautiful. Free perks, man. Gotta love them. Now we're gonna need to open up this portal for the Easter egg. So we'll enter in the special mutant injection, which has no mangler cannon. It has 2 knives on its wrists instead, and it doesn't last very long. But it is important that we go in here and take a look at this folder. That is going to be 5. Sweet, we'll remember 5. Now spread around here are some files of things found in the dark ether. We've got 4, the 4, 5. I think there should be 1. Nope. I guess that leaves it to be on the tables, right? Yep, there we go. We've got 3, so 3, 4, 5, and 2. So 3, 4, 5, 2. We will then take those numbers back to this tower in the teleporter after it cools down apparently, and into this computer we will put 3, 4, 5, 2. Access granted. Now before we do anything else, I want to head back to spawn where we can kill the zombies and turn the round. And now we've got to be careful. We only have 100 bullets. We got to do the final phase of this target practice Easter egg, and hopefully we'll get a double Pack-a-Punch crystal. I do this like every time I play. You'd think I would like know the order of these things by now, but I just don't. These ones you always got to be careful of. The zombies crawling out of the windows for. Almost there, almost there. This is the last one on this side. There we go. And then this is always really fun to do. Double Pack-a-Punch. We've got some ammo, and there's an Uber class Klaus that we're gonna take out really quick. Oh yeah, this ABR is wonderful, especially with double tap, double pack-a-punch now, purple rarity on round 16. We're able to take out Uber Klaus nice and easily. And that's also the reason I waited to do more Easter egg steps, because now we can go get the wonder weapon, not after upgrading my weapon first. And the way we get the wonder weapon here is so good. We're gonna initiate the power surge on all of these computers, which will activate this pad if done correctly. We will try to be a little efficient here, productive, by bringing our Uber Klaus down to a regular Klaus so we can activate him. Hopefully that's close enough. Yep, very good. Cool. And now we're gonna try shooting off of those the shoulder pads, which we did really quickly. Oh, and the Uber Klaus is here. How lucky. Come on over here. Please don't die yet. And this is why I wanted Environmentalist, because if we slide through these, we won't be taking much damage and we can lead him there. Perfect. Still a very, very dangerous boss. But this boss is now becoming the Forsaken. Oh, how cool is that? That's such a cool little story beat. Like I said, all of the last map of Shattered Vale, it's the story elements combined with the gameplay, puzzles, narrative, plot, all the good stuff working together. So much better than just a pure gameplay challenge. And so much better than just pure storyline exposition. Us interacting with the story in a physical way, brilliant. Now, I would love to upgrade the wonder weapon here, but we don't need to for the Easter egg, so I'm not going to. Instead, I'm gonna go back and escort Klaus now, and we are really close to triple pack-a-punch, thanks to all of these side quests we've been doing. It's just a little pet peeve of mine about people complaining about modern zombies, mainly the modern point system. Yes, everything is more expensive, but also they, at least in Black Ops 6, they give you a lot of like free perks, ether tools. Sam Trials gives you a ton of free stuff. A lot of the time, oh, I need to actually, dang it. A lot of the time, you know, Sam Trials will give you perks and ammo mods and all these things. And if you use them wisely, like, you know, you saw what I did. I just got a couple free perks, Deadshot and Elemental Pop. I even bought tier 2 armor. I bought Pack-a-Punch 1, waited, I was patient to get Pack-a-Punch 2 from that side quest. I got an epic tool from that side quest, and all of a sudden I'm ahead of the game. Instead of the player expression being, hey, I'm gonna shoot zombies with a pistol a bunch of times, the player expression is, hey, I'm gonna engage with these side quests. Hey, I'm gonna engage with these Sam Trials and engage with the gameplay elements of everything. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I understand that it's different from the past, which can be, you know, sad, but I'm just a big fan. Yes, it's different, but doesn't mean it's bad. Now, speaking of Sam Trial, we're about to do one with Klaus. Franken Klaus, I guess. Now, I think the best Easter eggs, and I think a lot of people think the best Easter eggs of Black Ops 6 are Shattered Vale and Reckoning, and I'm kind of inclined to agree, at least in terms of a design perspective. They kind of have the most meat on their bones, too. I think that's good for hardcore players, but also I think they see there's a free perk right there that could have saved us some money. But oh, and that's a new round. Perfect. Klaus is now in there. I think what these quests do is that they encourage us to use the sandbox and the gameplay mechanics that we're already using. So Klaus needing the Sam Trials from a narrative perspective makes sense. From a gameplay perspective is really fun. Forcing us to get the Gorg effects and face the Forsaken is really cool. And, you know, Shattered Vale needing us to use all these different pieces of equipment, the Casimir, the combat axes, none of that would be possible in any sort of like classic mode. And yes, you could redesign it, but I don't know. I feel like we would miss something special if we didn't have this sandbox. But that's a whole other topic. Right now, we've got to activate this particle accelerator. We've got to kill these quantum vermin. Let's see, there's a couple right there. There's 3. Let's see, there's another one. I think there's one down there, usually perfect. And I think that's enough. Yay. There is another free perk. There's like 3 free perks in this map. It's nuts. If you get a high score, not a high score, if you get 2,000 points on this little amplified particle accelerator thing, you can see we're at 1390. We're at 1400 now. If you get to 2000, that's another free perk. But to do that, you'd need, I think, a lot more boss zombies. And by the time you get enough boss zombies, especially on solo, I don't know if that would particularly be worth it for a free perk, but hey, it's there if you want it. But triple pack-a-punch, most of our perks, we've got like 13,000 points. We're doing pretty darn good. I think we've just got to wash the head. We've got to transfer the brain over, and we're looking good for this Easter egg. We are, and spoiler alert, we're gonna fight Sam. But again, something that Treyarch does, or did this year, giving us a lot of what we want with grief and with now branching storylines, or supposedly branching storylines, with giving us the choice to choose to defend Sam or help Richtofen. Something that we've wanted ever since Black Ops 3, and really Origins, because, you know, our first split decision was in Buried, Origins being the next map. Yeah, people thought there was going to be another split decision. Oh, can we go through 2? Yes, indeed we can. Let's grab some melee macchiato. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this step right now. There's too many zombies. Nah, but we could try. I've got a clear shot. We're fine. This is a cool step because it like forces you to learn the map layout and the fastest route from A to B. It tests your map knowledge. I think that's cool, especially because Janus Towers for a lot of people is a confusing map. It's really not. It's basically the same design as every other map. You've got a loop from spawn, you go left or right, it meets up in the middle, and then there's a little bit after that. It's just that, physically speaking, that loop looks a little different than a circle. Oh, the thing's on a cooldown. Watch out, donuts. Oh no. This is a very dangerous place to be. Very, very dangerous place to be. Come on, cooldown. Come on. Okay, all right. We're okay. We're okay. And of course, let's put on some cryo freeze because I feel an Uber Klaus coming on its way. And we need to, oh boy. Okay. We've got to shoot that zombie up there. Get its head, the fungal head, everybody's favorite step. I'm going to start getting my perks now. We're going to get some speed cola. In fact, I think that's like the only perk that I'm really missing. I guess Quick Revive, right? On Vulturade. Since we got this, oh boy, yep, I forgot. There's those purple items now. But since we've got this set up in the spawn, this is where I usually do it. Not the closest, but it's just the easiest one to do. Dude, this ABR, I'm telling you, and this like, being able to be this powerful early on is so good. And I think almost done. You're glowing purple now, so I'm hoping you're done. We can't run with him. I am gonna need to spend points on ammo. I'm sure it's a Klaus round right now. Oh, I heard the Doppelgast. I heard the Doppelgast. Slow down, Doppelgast. Oh, wow, look at that. Nice. Oh, there's the ghost. Yeah, when you have this head, there's like a ghost demon thing that follows you around. It's actually really cool. I don't know, Stanley, somebody, storyline people, can you explain to me who this is or what this is? Is this the body of the scientist of the head it is? Kind of trying to stop us from doing what we want to do? I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. But I think we should have enough to bring that there. Perfect. Oh boy, so many people. I'm gonna eat their shroud. That's a lot of zombies. Yeah, it's a very, very dangerous place to be. Max ammo. Of course you give me a max ammo right now. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna need to give up our precious smoke. Don't worry, we've got enough salvage, but we are now going to use these vacuum seal devices. And we'll use these vacuum seal devices to get some of those purple floating items around the place. There's another one here. Whoop. Did I pick it up? Yes, indeed I did. Looking for more of those purple things. There you go. Perfect. Pick it up. All right. I've gotten better with my like locations of these. They're pretty well spread out throughout the map, but just knowing where they're at is a nice quality of life. There's another one near that Vulturade. This portal brings us back to spawn where there's another one. And usually in spawn, there's like a flower vase here. We could pick it up, go to this one. And then I usually go to Mutant Research. And Mutant Research is their testing on mutant injections. So from a storyline perspective, this is a pretty cool place to be. There's also another one right there. It's really nice. Let's see. I think, okay, perfect. There's the last one right there. And that is 4 for 4. Now from here, we just got to grind out points. I do already have enough salvage for our smoke grenades and our death machine. We're going to have a fast Klaus round. And like I said, I really believe if they had those commando Klauses instead of Doppelgasts, this map would be like so much better. Okay, not like so much better. Doppelgasts aren't bad. It's just they could be better, you know? A personal reason why I also really like this map is that it has this camping spot where, oh, Uber Klaus. Oh, dude, look at how good this gun is, dude. This is very reminiscent of the Doris Catwalk and the Colonel's Office from Cold War. Any place where you can use your gun and just camp like this, I think is great to have in zombies. This really reminds me of classic zombies. And if you get like multiple people in here, just like the Catwalk, oh, I just think it's special. I think it's an important play style to have in mind. But just like that, round 25, quite a bit of perks, quite a bit of points. Might not even need all that much before we go into the boss fight. This might be the fastest completion of Reckoning I've ever done. We're not even at an hour in the recording yet. Look at that. Just that. We're good. I'm not even going to get that. Let's head on over to Pack Punch, get our tier 3, and go beat this thing. There are some crazy things you can do with this Easter egg in this map. I think Earl Shatter and a couple other people, J God, was Zone X there too? I don't even remember. A bunch of people got to like the boss fight on round 9. I know Earl Shatter got there to around like 10. Insane. Absolutely insane to me. So cool. I love the little niches. This is what's interesting to me about zombies, is that there are so many different niches that people will explore in zombies. The speedrunners, the low rounders, the high rounders, the Easter egg guides, the side quest guys, and the general gameplay guys. It's, you know, there's a lot of stuff to love about zombies, and there always has been. Game mode has always been special because of that. And this is one of my favorite steps. It's always really intense. You got to check these levers, perhaps. Oh, watch out, Klaus. Nice. There's another one. Let's go check out this one. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna flip this one, and then it's gonna be that one. So we'll go around like so, and that should be the step. And yeah, I think we're ready. I think I got everything. So, oh, I need the DNA vial. I was like, why can't I go? Why can't I go? Did I mention that this video? I know I mention that all the time. People will get to this step and they'll be like, oh, Richtofen's not letting me do the Easter egg. It's because you forgot to pick up his son's DNA. He's not going to let you teleport until you pick up his son's DNA because you want to help him. I do like the idea. I think someone like in a comment section or maybe my Discord was like, hey, if you don't grab Richtofen's DNA, it shouldn't give you the option to help Richtofen. It should only give you the option to help Sam, which would put you in the Richtofen boss fight. So like if everybody forgot this DNA, then they wouldn't have the option. Then they would only assume that, oh my goodness, they just have to fight Richtofen, and that's just a crazy Easter egg. But I can definitely see that being a little bit too punishing and overwhelming for people, even though I think it'd be funny. All right, now we're ready to go to the final encounter. And once we interact with the Sentinel artifact, we are gonna help Richtofen. It's funny, I see sometimes people get frustrated with this little interaction that we just had. They'll be like, I chose Sam, why is it making me fight Richtofen? This game's you know, but like they're choosing to help Sam and then fight Richtofen. So the choice you make here is who you're choosing to help, which makes sense from a narrative perspective. But of course, we always make that as, oh, who are you gonna fight? Oh, I want to fight Sam. So when you see, oh, I want to fight Sam, you help Sam. Oops, you're fighting Richtofen. I don't know a really good solution to that other than people just need to read a little bit harder, I guess. Now, I think this boss fight is one of the easiest boss fights. I know we just I think the Z-Rex is the hardest boss fight. Well, okay. The Z-Rex is the second hardest boss fight in the game. I think it's the most difficult balanced boss fight. I think the Richtofen boss fight, hands down the hardest one. I just think Richtofen is a little cheap, I think. I don't think it's really super balanced. But Sam here, I think Sam might be the easiest boss fight in the game. The tomb for me is pretty easy, but even still, that's hard for a lot of people. I mean, I guess Liberty Falls is probably the easier one, huh? Terminus, I still feel is decently difficult because you're dodging his attacks at the same time, and his attacks, I think, in my opinion, are a little bit more oppressive. Yeah, the Sam boss fight is still a really fun boss fight. They killed it this year with boss fights. So many good aspects to them. They really did a great job with Black Ops 6. Of course, the first thing you want to do, whenever she's teleporting in or out, we're gonna need a death machine, and there she's at, and then we can deal some decent damage to start until she becomes immune, and you want to slide out of her way to avoid her first attack. And she's gonna do a red attack very first, dude. Speedrunner. Speedrun. A speedrunner's dream is what I was trying to say. And wow, this AVR is doing pretty good. I need to turn on damage numbers though. Actually, you know what? We're gonna leave him off this game. I kind of want to see what it's like without him. Now, the reason we're running smokes here, if you didn't just notice that, is that her laser attack will automatically stop if she loses sight of you. So if you ether shroud, or if you go in a smoke grenade or in the smell of death from Vulture Aid, she's gonna lose sight of you, and you're gonna be able to stop that attack of hers. Like, this is a good smell of death, and oh, there we are. Now for this first phase, you want to be kind of in the center area with her because you can deal damage as she's spinning like that. But once she gets to her second phase, it's gonna be a lot harder to do. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna throw smoke in a decent way away. There we go. So I can get these bottom weak spots here, so we can break her vents open gonna go to the middle and get those weak spots, those crit shots in there. Very good. She's gonna be very close to, oh no, I have no ammo. She's gonna be very close to turning another phase, so we can jump here, maybe deal some damage. And is that her last phase, or is she gonna phase shift into the next one? I don't know, we're getting pretty close, but now, oh, there you go, her faceplate is now broken off. Well, it's now immune again, so we can repeat that process. Oh my goodness, Ether Shroud, she's given us all these opportunities. Look at that. Thank you, Sam, I appreciate it, dealing all this good damage. That should definitely phase change her, right? Yeah, that's gonna allow us to deal damage as she's going away, and we're gonna need to kill some zombies, hopefully get a smoke back. In fact, I think I see one on the ground. Perfect. Where are we going? We're doing this one. Hold the location. This is the worst one. It's the worst SAM trial in the game. Can't speed it up. You gotta stay here. I think our ABR is gonna take care of this well enough to where we're not gonna have to worry about leaving though. Ooh, and a good smell of death will let all the zombies go away. I think we're almost done with this challenge. And there's a legendary reward. And that'll actually give us a death perception, I think, because it'll be a free perk. Yep, there we go. I don't know why I got melee. Oh no, I know I got melee macchiato. We need it for the Easter egg. And we got zombies falling there, zombies falling there, which means we're gonna shoot her there. Good, get that damage in, get that damage in. And now that we're in phase 2, whenever she does her spin attack, we're gonna want to be on the outer edges so we can react fast, but it looks like she's doing her attack there. So let's throw a smoke. Hopefully there's no zombies in it. I think we're okay. She's retained her weak points. We can do the top ones now. There we go. There we go. Zombies see me for some reason. That's okay. Now we can just get all of that damage even while she's doing this attack. Very dynamic boss battle. Oh, and there goes her faceplate again. Bummer. I know it's pretty simple. And like I said, I do think it's the easiest one of Black Ops 6 outside of Liberty Falls. But it's a fun one. It's a fun one. Just got to keep you on your toes. I've had quite a few people struggle with this. So it's not as easy. It's not easy from a conventional sense. Oh, are we doing this again? I'm gonna use my Ether Shroud. There's too many zombies right now. There we go. I kind of like not having damage numbers. It feels a little bit more immersive. You really need to focus and pay attention to where you're aiming and making sure your cursor's where it's supposed to be. Again, another laser attack? Dude, why are we, Sam? Are you okay? You doing good? I know you're a little upset, but really, okay, that's weird. That's weird. She was just kind of going on her own little way there for a little bit. That's not great. The smoke has been awesome, keeping me hidden from zombies as she teleports out. Great, we've got another SAM trial on the way. Oh no, I just had a really sad thought. What if there's no SAM trials in Black Ops 7 because we defeat her, you know, if we side with Richtofen? Oh no, that makes me so sad. SAM trials are like my favorite, or one of my favorite things about Black Ops 6. Oh no. Hopefully they come back and they just like give a different narrative purpose. The Dark Ether trials, you know, because we killed the Forsaken, so who's in charge of the Dark Ether? I think there's not really, I don't think anyone needs to be in charge. Maybe it's just whoever's in charge locally. Trial done. Again, if you lose your dying wish or something, always great. Have a random perk. Take a look, see where the zombies come from. They came from there, came from there. She's gonna appear right here. We can deal some extra damage. Oh, and she's even got the critical point still there. Nice. Look at all that extra damage we got. She is a little bit of a bullet sponge, I want to say. Oh, we got to be careful of this attack. Oh no. This always happens. I love it. It's so good. So we're gonna come over here, fall down. We've got that stamina up augment that allows us to not take fall damage. It's goated. But all of the bosses ever since Shattered Veil, I guess there's only been 2 of them, but the Z-Rex, Sam, and Richtofen, I feel like are balanced with double tap in mind, whereas Patient 13, the Guardian, and the Tomb are not necessarily. Oh no, she's coming this way. This is always the worst time. That's always the worst. And unfortunately, Environmentalist does not protect you from these things. No, I'm gonna go down. That is the hardest attack in the game. Oh my goodness. In the boss fight, not in the game. That goes to Richtofen's Wonderwaffe. That's the hardest attack in the game. And I'll admit, almost going down to the easiest boss in the game, he says. Yeah, I understand how that might be a little bit hypocritical. Oh no, not again. We're fine. All right, now we go. Now we go. Come on. Okay, good. Just gotta move away from her. Move away from her. Let her do her thing. She does that for quite some time. It's a big effect. It's really difficult to dodge that every once in a while. And during these phases, I actively try not to kill zombies because I don't want zombies spawning in front of me. I actually really want to be calm and like make sure they're all just to one side and I'm not running around too much, but sometimes that's hard to do. Oh, she's going away. She's going away. Why are you going away? Don't do it. Don't go. Don't go. Oh, What? I was just able to break one of her vents. That's strange. Did y'all see that? Look, I can break her vents as she's like, is that new? Is that different? Am I like late to the party with that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whoa, no way we're gonna go down. No way we're gonna go down. Can that be a weak spot for her? Yeah, no, she's still immune on that spot. But that's crazy that that's broken now. And we're up again. The lack of armor plates I have is a little bit concerning. Oh, but we've got this. We've got this now. Come on. Boom. There we go. Opens that up. Beautiful. And there we go. This cutscene is incredibly exciting. I'm not sure how much information we have about Black Ops 7 Zombies at the time of you watching this video, but as of now, we just got the first bit of news, but I'm under the suspicion that this right here, that Sentinel artifact opening, and the fact that we have branching storylines right now with Richtofen or Sam being helped, I think this right here is opening back up the multiverse. I think both of the endings are canon. It's how everything makes sense. It's how they don't like say, oh yeah, this side of the Easter egg is great for Richtofen, but it's not canon. It's how they have both endings canon and still progress the story and bring back the multiverse, which has all of our characters in it and all of our old stuff. And speaking of old characters, they are gonna make a return here, but this, it wasn't apparent to me when watching this the first like dozen or so times, but we are now in the Dark Ether. Like the Sentinel artifact teleported us, but this is within the Dark Ether. This whole area is within the Dark Ether, which is why our Tempest crew is there. Overall, really solid map in my opinion. The only thing holding it back, maybe doppelgasts, and the environment is a little too boring for me, I guess. I want something a little bit more interesting and out of this world to look at. Someplace where I feel is a little bit more magical. Somewhere like, I don't know, a medieval castle. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This map and Terminus, because that's obviously the last map we have to play, these two maps often go back and forth between which one I find the best. And lately, after playing Citadel a little bit more, I'm kind of leaning on Citadel being my number one, but I think overall, the atmosphere of Terminus is something I prefer, even though I want to point out that the atmosphere of Citadel is breathtaking and gorgeous. There's this notion that Citadel is like bland, and I just don't see that whatsoever. With this village, you can see the castle outline way up there, just all across the horizon. It's so big and daunting. This beautiful statue in the middle, of course, that becomes our boss fight. It's incredibly immersive, and just because the colors aren't as saturated as something in Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 doesn't mean that it doesn't have the atmosphere or style that it needs to be a good zombie map. And the amount of love that this map got on release, it was very well deserved in my opinion. I even think the wonder weapons are pretty underrated. In fact, I might underrate it myself, I'm not sure, but the ability to kill 2 zombies per swing with melee macchiato now is really powerful, especially with how fast you can kill zombies. I know it's not like the strongest, and I'd like them to be a little bit stronger, but they are far from useless. And in a lot of ways, they are incredibly fun. And just approaching this, we've got the oil trap, got this beautiful courtyard. Okay, this is like, you guys are gonna torch me in the comments, I'm so sorry. In my opinion, when I'm walking through this map here, when I'm walking through Citadel, it kind of feels like more of a castle map than Der Eisendrache. I know, sacrilegious, burn the witch, throw her in the pond, heresy, right? But I'm really serious. Now, that's not to say that Der Eisendrache has like bad atmosphere or anything. I'm not really a fan of the cold, snowy maps though, at least so far, the way they've been implemented. But this, like this, dude, this is such a castle. Look at that. And just like Der Eisendrache, people wanted to play in the village, we can also play in the village over here, and it looks so beautiful. The scale is big, and I know a lot of people, rightfully so, probably are disappointed that we can explore more of the castle, which is absolutely a good, valid disappointment to have, because it kind of just stops 2 rooms in. We've got the main room, a little hallway, and then this room, and that's basically it. And then we can go down. I would have loved another layer of rooms, even if it would have made the map layout a little bit more confusing. I feel like giving us a little bit more space, a little bit more personality and ways to explore might have been good to sell people on the castle aesthetic. But I love these rooms, man. I think these rooms are so cool. Even though there's not many of them, it very much feels like, not Project Janus, but whatever private military group, that PMC that Richtofen hired to go after Dr. Craft or Professor Craft here. It feels like they're investigating this really ancient castle with a whole bunch of secrets and magic. Obviously, I think they could have used more magic with the Chaos storyline, but I like the idea. I love the direction. I love the little motifs. I think years from now, people might prefer this one over Terminus, especially with the 4 elemental wonder weapons. I definitely feel like those are a big plus of this map. I could go into the storyline. Like I said, with all of these maps, the story of Black Ops 6 is pretty hit or miss. Each map tries to tell its own story. This is a story of fatherhood and parents and Richthofen and Kraft and the Brotherhood and the Owls. But something I love is the Black Ops 4 theme music playing behind us right here. And then of course the little dark ether magic moment we get here, where his eyes glow purple and these symbols, and it's just ominous and so cool, and I wish they did more with it. I really do. It's like everything about Black Ops 6, I love what they did, but they need to take like 2 steps forward with it, like really turn into it. Get crazy. Which is also why I'm really excited for Black Ops 7, because they supposedly say that being in the dark ether, they are going to let their creativity run wild. Now I hope that means crazy, wacky new things instead of like, hey, our creativity led us to all of these old things, like old wonder weapons, because that's what Black Ops 6 was, and I did not like that. I don't mind if we like reuse a similar idea, but like just reusing the jet gun, just reusing the ice staff, just reusing the Mark IIs, yeah, I'm not down for that. I think that's a little lazy. But I was doing, I think it was one of these steps. I think I was just doing an Easter egg. I don't know if I was testing something or on camera, but I am definitely somebody who prefers the magic side of Call of Duty Zombies. And so as I'm doing all of these incantations and these swords and the unique inspects and this wonderful mystical atmosphere, I was kind of like, you know what, this might be better in Terminus some days. I think the map flows really well. I like the layout. I love this area, this little fast travel. The fast travels are really good. The little Raven, I think the weakest part about Citadel are its side quests. A lot of the side quests either feel not worth it to do, either because the reward isn't that strong or it takes too long. Like we could have followed that Raven around for 3 minutes and then gotten a free perk, but it's just, that feels like a waste of time. That's like, hey, waste your time and then you'll get a free perk. Whereas I could like kill zombies, get points and get perks that way. So I think the side quest balance was done really well in the Tomb and especially Reckoning. I think those 2 maps really did a good job with rewarding the player, making those maps feel unique with player progression. And those side quests, and this is a Black Ops 6 thing as a whole, a lot of people don't like how easy they are, like the free perks and the ether tools, but I kind of like those side quests being easy because as you see in the Reckoning and the Tomb, that changes the way you play the map. It says, oh, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to use this route. I'm actually going to hold off on using my salvage or pack-a-punching so that way I could do this Easter egg in order to get even more set up, and it's a strategic thing, and I very much like that. I just think they need more side quests in terms of map-specific, maybe kill streaks. That might be a better way of putting it. And depending on what time you see this, you may or may not have seen my idea of changing the crafting table, because I know a lot of people say, oh, there needs to be, like what I just said, there needs to be map-specific Easter eggs, but to the devs, they might be confused of like, dude, we have map-specific Easter eggs. We have Etherella, we have the chest knight piece here in Citadel. So what is the community really asking? Well, they're asking for Easter eggs and side quests that change the moment-to-moment gameplay of their game forever. Wow, we've got a lot of points and I have not gotten any perks. Okay, I've been yapping. But by that, I mean, once we unlock the chest piece Easter egg in here, you know, we've done a little side quest. If we were able to go into the crafting table and just buy it as a kill streak and use it whenever we wanted to again, that would change the meta of the game for sure. We could test that out. It would become a part of the sandbox. If we could buy Etherella, that would change how high rounds work. Now you'd have to balance that out to make sure that she's not crazy overpowered, but it would be something unique to that map and it would change how people play it. Just like how here in Citadel, the incantations change how the high rounds are. We don't really have to worry about the amalgams because we have the incantations that will automatically kill them. Now, of course, we do have that sort of like the ether blade on Reckoning, but we want even more of that. Now, if I've ranted about that before in this previous video, I apologize. I'm recording this over a long span of time. But just like a lot of things I say with Black Ops 6, I love what's here and I want them to push it even more. Go crazy with it. I'm especially in love with this area of Citadel. I don't know what it is. It's just like, it reminds me of almost like The Walking Dead, the farm area in season 2. You've got the barn over there. You've got this, I imagine, regular peasant family living next to this castle, and they're just living their lives next to these owls and brothers, and I don't know. It's just, the environment is really cool here. And 3 for 3, that is all of the fires transported to the dragon, and we can now take Caliber. Now let's hope we don't miss any of our Molotovs this time around. Okay. Oh, you couldn't have written that. How terrible. Well, let's hope we don't miss that one. Okay, good. And then we can probably just charge up our sword again. Okay, that was it. That actually didn't take that many kills to charge up. Cool. And then can we get it through here? I think we can. Indeed. Now let's jump down here because I want to use these zombies to charge up our incantation once we have this doppelgast. I mean, look at this. It's so beautiful, man. Like, this is atmosphere. Or as everyone loves to say, the aura. My goodness, I was sick of that word before we were even using it. Because I guarantee you, I'm calling it now. Clip it, chat, clip it. We are going to complain about the dark ether atmosphere like the second map into Black Ops 7. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it. Now, of course, if they use the same like skybox, if it's literally the same skybox, absolutely. But people are still gonna complain. People are still gonna complain. Even if it's different, even if it's all in the dark ether and they're all different dark ethers, I still think people are gonna complain. But now we've got double pack-a-punch. We're just waiting for another helmeted zombie to come in and give us another stint. Aha, there you go. And might as well do the light sword while we're needing to go down to the left side of the map, because I definitely forgot to get the lightning rod. I also think that a majority of the community prefer the kind of collectathon maps like Origins in terms of like Easter eggs, at least formatting wise, because this has some good collectathon feelings and I guess design around it, which leads to more variety in the gameplay and different routes, and means people can play how they want to play and still progress through the Easter egg, which I am a fan of. Sometimes I like the linear stuff too, like Terminus. Zombies does not have to exist on a linear scale, no matter what YouTuber tells you. Each map, that's my favorite thing about zombies. Each map has its own distinct purpose and theme and atmosphere. We can have a really fun zombies in Spaceland map themed, and then the very next year we can have a super scary World War II zombies, horrific zombie game, and it's all zombies still, and I love that. I also love the fact that we're probably going to be able to do this Raven sword this round. We just need to wait for our helmeted zombie to come by, which it looks like he's right there. Beautiful. Raven sword, can I grab you? Thank you. I also forgot, ooh, it's the jawbone, and we're gonna grab some tier 2 armor on our way. And talking about like character and charm, launching yourself out of a cannon as a fast travel, I mean, come on, that's so good. That's so good. And I think I actually remember what this was. I did this recently for some video. I think it was this, right? Was it that? It was. Nice. I know I've said it throughout the year, but playing all of these maps kind of back to back and really thinking about them, I need to spend way more time playing these maps off camera with like no sound. A lot of the times I'll be testing stuff with a YouTube video or podcast or now a football game in the background, but the small subtle music cues. Each map has its own soundtrack again, and it's something we didn't get back in Cold War, and I adore it here. I really do. Music is a big part of video games. I do wish that it was a little bit more prominent, especially the round change stingers. I wish those things really stood out like they did in like all the other previous games, but the mood that they go for in this game is awesome. And the soundtracks, like the Easter egg songs, among the best in the series, even though that's really hard to do because Black Ops 4 has so many, Black Ops 3 has so many, Black Ops 1 has so many. They all have so many. Zombies always knocks it out of the park with their music and sound design. And Black Ops 6 is no different. Oh man, that animation is never not gonna get me pumped up. And while we're running by here, I need to take note of our traps. So that's going to be eyelashes, or nothing as I call it sometimes, 4, Nothing for circle. Nothing for circle. That should be easy to remember. And there is our Raven incantation opened. And I think now we do have to turn around to get another helmeted zombie. And we might as well take a look around for those traps. So, okay, cool. None of them are down here, which is honestly not bad because that Pack-a-Punch one and this one are both normal. So they're all outside. 4 is right there. Cool. So that means we're going to go all the way across here. We might just do this trap step for that last sword. So this is our first one. Let some zombies spawn in. I think that should be enough. Get a few kills. Beautiful. Don't know if we'll have enough zombies after that. I'm gonna give it a shot. I think we will. We'll activate this one, and there's that one done. And you know what? We should get our helmet zombie now. We're gonna go do the lightning sword now. We are being so efficient this game. I'm usually not this efficient on Citadel, but I mean, when life gives you lemons, right? It's also interesting. I was thinking about this the last time I played. The last lightning rod is on a zombie, but like, how did that happen? Were they up on a lightning rod and they died? Or did they die and then they someone put their body up top on the lightning rod? I don't know. This is kind of one of those things that might have been intentional or might not have been, or they might have just thought, hey, let's have a zombie spawn in with this thing. But overthinking is part of the fun in the zombies community. And of course, I accidentally killed the round zombie. Although that is worth noting with Black Ops 6, something that's really, I guess, a good balance is that, you know, in previous zombie games, if you held a zombie on certain Easter egg steps, it would make it really trivial and boring. But with these purple light zombies, it almost forces you into this baseline intensity for these Easter egg steps. So that way it's guaranteed you are going to feel at least some amount of pressure when you're doing these steps. And yes, holding a zombie at the end of the round might make it a little bit easier, but it doesn't take away the pressure altogether. And I think that's interesting. I think it works in some cases. I think it doesn't in other cases, but I like the flexibility. I like that as a designer. And you know what? Might as well just end the round here, right? Since we need to flip it anyway for the next trap step. Where's that last zombie? Thank you very much. And we can't forget, we got to go open the lightning box. Boop, there we go. Man, like, I know the swords, people say, even I think they are underpowered. They're infinite ammo. Like, you literally can sit in a corner with a light sword and get to round 100. So, I mean, they're pretty balanced. They're pretty balanced. And between you and me, balance is hard to argue with. Now, this should be our last trap, apart from the stamina one. And we've got a lot of zombies to do that one with. And I also found the chess piece, so I kind of want to try doing that right now, too. Hello, zombies. Oh, yeah, lots of zombies in here. Okay, let's do this. Let's activate the trap, stand in here, get kills with the trap, so the trap activates, at least I think. Yes, indeed. That is the trap step complete. The round is over. Please don't be a bug round, because I will lose this chess piece Easter egg. But again, if we did this once and then it was in the crafting table, boy, oh boy, that would be pretty cool. Almost there, almost there. Oh, we've got an amalgam. We've got an amalgam. Don't do it, amalgam. Don't do it, amalgam. Please, amalgam. Oh, what is this? Double points. Okay, that's not the greatest thing ever. Oh, we got the amalgam done. We got the amalgam done. Okay, there's lots of equipment here that I would love to pick up. I got a mutant injection. Nice. Oh, this is so intense. This is so intense. We did it. Let's go, chess piece. Nice. And there it is. I love that it's a knight. So we have a friendly knight in the castle map. I'm telling you, these things, like the personality, the map specific stuff, it's here. It's literally here. They just need to take it like 2 steps further. 2 steps further. You're so close, Treyarch. You're so close. Lightning, light, fire. Lightning, light, fire, dark. And I should say, the knight needs a little bit of a buff too, because he steps over and he just knocks down the zombie half the time. But we've got the mystic orb. Let's hope and pray we don't forget to take the mystic orb when we're done with these. I'm gonna start buying perks because we got tons of points. We can afford it. We can afford it. Ooh, and it's a bug round as we're doing this. That is not gonna be good for our survivability. That's 4. I believe it takes like 10 or 11 for these to be completed. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's 11. Nice. Nice and easy. Don't forget the orb. Don't forget the orb. Okay, good. Good job, Donuts. Good job, Donuts. Okay, this is the tough one. This is a tough one down here. I believe our Raven Sword is fully ready to go. So when there's a ton of zombies, we should be okay. Start the element challenge. Those parasites, man, I'm telling telling you, parasites are terrible. Wonder if I can at least get the parasites out of here with that? No? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that right there. All right, there's that mystic orb done. And there's our max ammo. Are there any armor plates down there? Yes, there are, at least one. I would love more, but beggars can't be choosers. I will grab myself the lightning sword, even though we're gonna do the fire incantation next. Still got our chest piece. Our chest piece is still active. But between our Molotovs and our incantations, we should be able to get this fire done in one go. Now let's take care of this Doppelgast with our fire incantation. Oh boy, no armor is not good. We're gonna need to do this. Oh, that's bad. But we should be okay. We should be all right, because then we could throw this down there. Fire, I guess we're out of the fire incantation, but those souls should count, and they do. Easiest one there. Let's pick up the orb. Dude, haven't forgotten the orb yet. Haven't forgotten the orb yet. We're on a good streak. This is a good run. This is a really good run of Citadel. And now we have the lightning sword and lightning incantations for our very last mystic orb lockdown. Let's do it. Looking a little light on zombies this time around. We are mid-round, but we are going to... Oh, it's not fully charged either. Okay, well, let's do our lightning incantation then. And another one. And there is our lightning sword fully upgraded, so we can... Or charged. We can do this. Oh, I'm so happy they buffed it, man. Oh, it feels so nice. I think it was both Afterlife and Stanley 557 get to around 100 with like Frost Blast and the Lightning Sword on this game, or on this map. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I love that you can do that, because in Cold War, that would have just been like Ring of Fire and that's it. I'm just a big fan of the sandbox in Black Ops 6, if you couldn't tell by this like however many hour video. But I mean, now that we've got 40,000 points, my goodness. Oh no, Amalgam. How terrifying. Let's go grab this and kill you instantly. And we can triple pack-a-punch this. Oh, I should mention, this is the Krieg C Season 1 gun. At least I think it was a Season 1 gun. And I don't see it get talked about much. It's a pretty mid assault rifle, but I figure let's use it against the Guardian here and see how good it might be. I believe we have rapid fire, but it feels like it shoots really slow, but we don't have double tap just yet, so we'll need to wait and see about that one. And now all we've got to do... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put these swords back where they belong, and I just wanted to I want to get ready for this boss fight here. We've got nothing else to do other than gain up some points, and I will go to the wall and get the key right away, just so that way we don't have to make the trek later, since we're so darn early. We've got so many points. And here is the recording and the key. And just so we don't have to come back to the castle later, I will get ourselves some Tier 3 armor. Wonderful. Okay, now we're at round 25. Tons of salvage, tons of points. We can get ourselves a legendary weapon with some dead wire, and I think we should have enough to buy all of the perks here. No, not even close. That's all right. We've got a couple more. Oh, wow, dude. That rate of fire increase with double time is so noticeable, dude. It turns every gun into this like crazy firing weapon. I love it. No matter, we just clear out that wave and we should be good for death perception and elemental pop. And I'm feeling very confident. Don't think I need any kill streak, but I will get this max ammo here just to make sure we're topped up. I will then turn around. Got max armor, all the perks, all the ammo, incantations, full field upgrade. Round 26, I think it's time to start the final encounter. And even though we're in a solo game, we're gonna get asked, right? Yes, indeed we are. Yes, we will accept the vote that we ourselves started. And like, you can go back and watch us experience this live. When this happened, we all thought, okay, here's the boss fight. It's gonna take place in the spawn room. It's so big. It makes sense. That's pretty darn cool. This golem coming to life. And then when this happened, we were like, oh my goodness, what's this? And then we get teleported. And you can see the look of surprise on my face when all of a sudden we're in this completely unique area. It looks so good, dude. It looks so good. I love this. This is so good. This might be better than Terminus, dude. I might be questioning my own ranking here, but I really love this boss fight. I love Patient 13. Patient 13 is so great too, but like this is just spectacle on spectacle. It's just a bullet sponge, right? It's asking you to shoot it in all of these different areas, but man, it feels good to do it, doesn't it? I mean, it feels good to kill Patient 13 too. But man, this was a very, very special boss fight when this first got revealed or discovered. And then revisiting this, like this map for the cranked limited time game mode, my goodness, that was such a heart-pounding event. One of the best videos, in my opinion, that I've done all year. Not a lot of people watched it because it was cranked, but man, it was heart-pounding. And then just recently with season 4, the Dark Ops calling cards of Legend, doing this boss fight with just a sword, that was another really fun one. Using our smoke grenades. There's a lot of good history with Citadel. In next year's time, depending on how Terminus ages, this is definitely gonna be among my favorite maps, not just of the modern zombies era, but of all of zombies. I think it does so many things right. I think it deserves more credit than it gets, if that's possible. You're in a castle map with 4 elemental swords and like magic incantations, fighting this huge golem, right? Like, oh man. And then the second phase is so much more difficult because you've got to be a little bit closer to him. Otherwise he's gonna like spread magma everywhere. And okay, yep, there you go, stomp down. We've got to get his legs now. And it's testing the Omni movement, right? Because Omni movement's brand new in Black Ops 6. So you've got to be very, very cautious and careful. Hey, what was that, zombies? Like I said, very careful, very tight, close quarters. Got to be on your feet at all times, dodging, ducking all of these attacks. Terminus is like a puzzle, matching up all of the elemental effects and recognizing his attacks. Guardian here is like, hey, we're just gonna non-stop come at you, and can you handle it? Can you move around the map? Can you handle the zombies at the same time while dealing damage? I love it. It's pure skill. It's a pure ask of mechanical reaction time ability, and I love it. They also have the Black Ops 4 like chakrams of vengeance type of effect here. If with our light sword we do this, and then we just kill all the zombies, it gets us armor and ammo back, or armor and health back, I should say, if you have the right melee macchiato augment. And especially before double tap, this boss fight lasted a lot longer and was much more difficult. But then again, if you're going to a high round, you can use Dark Flare to like instantly take out one of his whole phases, which I think is really fun. So much to love about this map. So much to love. Let's take out those zombies with those incantations. I definitely think that's also what those are here for. You can like pick them up as you're going, take care of those zombies, and it's supposed to be this really big and epic fight. You can even, this is also what's really cool, with your sword, you can parry all of his attacks. Like he's coming by, boom, stomp, nope, doesn't matter, parry. That's so cool. But we're gonna use our gun here. Gun beats the sword, if you ask me. Oh, is that oh, never mind. That was a Vulture 8 thing that I could hide myself in. But here we go, the final moments of Citadel. Goodbye, Guardian. Top 3 boss fight of this game, if you ask me. Cinematic spectacle, sword, sensational map. So let's pick up this amulet, which was actually invisible. And of course, with that leaves the final map. Ironically, it's the first map of Black Ops 6, also ironically named Where All Ends Come Together, the beginning of the launch cycle, the end of Cold War. Everything comes back around to Terminus. I do like how this video started with Liberty Falls and now we're ending off with Terminus. As I said in the Citadel section, I'm really genuinely not sure which map I think I'm gonna like in the long run, because Terminus is always my go-to, but I might be biased. I might be a little swayed because this was the first real big round-based map that we got in literal years, and it was so much better than anything we got in Cold War. It was a breath of fresh air. In fact, I'm gonna go the other way. I love the atmosphere of this map more than, well, most of the maps on Black Ops 6, but Citadel definitely gives it a run for its money. But especially once we go out this door, I mean, there are so many things that I love about this atmosphere, and the Project Janus people still being here, still fighting off the zombies, I think is a good touch. I love the set dressing zombies of Black Ops 6. I haven't mentioned that yet, but I think they make the map feel way more alive and immersive. I hope that's the standard going on. There's a lot of little tiny details about Black Ops 6 that I hope are staples of the series, like the death cutscenes that you get when you die from zombies, a little special outro type of thing. I think that's awesome. I love all of the free power-up drop Easter eggs that are on every single map. I think that, again, and deserves to be a staple of the mode going forward. And something that I think elevates this map over something like Citadel for me personally are the character quotes and the set crew. Back in Cold War, especially after like Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3, when I would go back and I'd play older zombie games like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, all of the character quotes really stood out to me as game-changing in terms of immersion and storytelling. It felt like you were going along this journey with the set crew as well. You experienced what they experienced and they reacted to what you're both experiencing, and you kind of understood their character a little bit more. You were more intimate with them, which was a good thing. And just look at this, you can see Crab Island in the background with the fog, which helps you define how just big this map is, especially like all of these little tiny islands. Oh, I know Black Ops 7 with that new transit style of map is going to be the biggest map they've ever done, supposedly, but this was the previous biggest map they've ever done, so I'm really excited to see how they're going to top this, especially because I think I saw a tweet the other day talking about how they're going to do like characters, if they're going to have like the radio comms going on, or I thought maybe the radio comms will be the Dark Ether gods from Vanguard and we're all working together. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things. Are they going to have SAM trials like we mentioned earlier? Is there going to be an exfil? Is it going to be like the Vanguard exfil sort of thing? I don't know. There's a lot of questions in the air right now. And I know I'm rehashing a little bit of topics that were mentioned earlier in the video, but I think now is a great example of like people I think do consider Terminus like a facility map, and that's for good reason because, you know, there's a facility here, but just like Zetsubo or Derizendraha or Gorod Krovi from Black Ops 3, there is a lot of other aspects to the map other than a facility, and I think this area is one of them. This is one of my favorite areas to run through, and walking in it now is very immersive, and it's definitely not the typical facility feeling. And then you have all of the islands which we're going to explore, because there's actually an Easter egg that I haven't done on camera in I think literal months, which is sad because it's one of my favorite Easter eggs. Also with Terminus, one of the things that I think elevates it above other maps is the fact that in order to turn on power, you've got to do all of these generators. Now, these generators are very easy to do. There's not a whole lot of tediousness surrounding them, and I like how it slowly walks you through the map. With every other map you've seen, I've just used the Rampage Inducer. I've survived for the first, like, I don't know, 10 rounds or something, and then I have basically the map completely opened up. But with Terminus, it's a much more methodical, not necessarily slower, but more intentional opening and introduction to the player. And I am heartbroken that we didn't get any more quests like this in Black Ops 6, especially Pack-a-Punch quests, man. We need some longer Pack-a-Punch quests, especially because we have the little orange indicator. There's no reason that they should be as simple as they are, but that's just my opinion. With Terminus, we do have, in my opinion, one of the best Pack-a-Punch camos in all of zombies, especially that tier 3 one. But we have just enough salvage to get ourselves some dead wire. Somebody else pointed out to me, again, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube comment, I don't know, I read everything I can. Someone pointed out that this very first step of getting the Beam Smasher and subsequently the main quest, it forces you to have on Deadwire, but because of that, if you don't switch your ammo mod and then you get the Amalgam on round 16 or 15 or whatever, you are naturally going to find out about elemental weaknesses because you have Deadwire on. Amalgams are weak to Deadwire, so it's almost like a mini accidental tutorial of this sort of secretive hidden game mechanic. Obviously, players will probably run into that naturally by themselves without doing the main quest, but I think that is a really cool thing. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it's a happy little accident. I especially love Peck and Maya's relationship in this map because Maya came with Dr. Peck to save all of our set crew, Weaver, Gray, Strauss, all that, but you really feel the characters in this map. I don't know if this was just always designed this way or they went out of their way to do a little bit more on this map than the other maps, but when doing the main quest, you get a lot of good character quotes, and it's unfortunate that they're locked to the main quest because I did try playing this map normally and just kind of paying attention to the character quotes, and unfortunately, it pales pales in comparison to what we had back in the classic zombie days and even Black Ops 4, especially Black Ops 4. And I really hope that they address that and fix that and prioritize that a little bit, because as I've said earlier, I'm a gameplay guy, but the storyline kind of is the glue that holds everything together. Doing all these fun puzzles is even better when there's purpose behind it. And these characters are even better when we actually can relate to them, but to relate to them, we need to know how they feel about things. So whenever we see an amalgam for the first time, or a boss, or a part of the set, or a part of the map, I should say, if we react to it, then the character should probably react to it. But if we react to it and then our characters don't react to it, it's kind of this weird disassociation, I guess. I don't know. Now, this part of the quest I am also a really big fan of, because it makes you do some basic algebra. I was a big math fan in school. We've got, what is that, 42 plus 20, which would be 62, minus 5 would be 57, I hope. It's been a while since I've got this wrong, so I'm due to get this wrong at some point in time. So we got 41 minus 0, which is 41. Please be right. It's right. Nice. And then we'll flip the round to round 9, take this resonator, and I think I'm just gonna go. I know I don't have a blue rarity gun yet. Oh, but then we have the SAM trial that's right there. I'm gonna go do that SAM trial. It's guaranteed salvage, right? Might as well. And a tentacle trap SAM trial. I just want to make sure. Okay, that's not the one we need the key card from. That's good to know. Don't want to get confused. And I don't think I've mentioned it this video, but the traps in this game are so good and so inventive. I know I might have shouted out a couple traps here and there, but it was something that Cold War was very much missing. I think traps were only on Mauer and Forsaken, but they're just another aspect of the map that kind of keys you in on the theme. Ooh, Casimir, nice. I wish I could take that. Not going to though. I need my shock charge. It's just more world building and a bigger opportunity for players to get more immersed into the map itself. But of course, this is one of the things that people don't like about Terminus, and that's the boat. Because yes, it takes a long time, well, supposedly a long time to get from one place to another, but between you and me, like, I've been playing zombies for quite some time. I played a little bit in Black Ops 1, I played Transit and Town and Die Rise a whole bunch, and then Mob of the Dead kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth because of how complicated it was. Yes, I was one of those people. But like, I played Transit, I played Origins. There are, by far, so many worse ways of traversing the map. This boat is genuinely not bad at all. It's honestly pretty fast, and if you're not doing the beam smasher and if you're not doing the main quest, there's really no reason to use the boat either, apart from the Wonder Fizz, but that's one time. So it's not that like obstructive to your moment-to-moment gameplay. Plus, it allows you, again, people are going to say that this is a facility map because it has the big facility in it, which is technically true. But when you're out here and you have this, and then you turn around and there's this, and you're on this island with these zombies, dude, if we time traveled 10 years in the past to Black Ops 2 and they were like, dude, this is what zombies looks like in the future, we would be so hyped. The gas, the gobblegums, the Castle Rock Island, all these mini islands, and all of the Easter eggs that are out here. There's too many Easter eggs on Terminus to do, but this is the mood. Like, I know Citadel really took my breath away this last playthrough, and even editing that last section, I was really happy with it. But the dark and moody is definitely a zombies theme, and I love this so much. Not sure if the atmosphere and story component that I was talking about earlier will forever hold this map up as my favorite of Black Ops 6. It really might be Citadel, especially with the 4 wonder weapons and the incantations, and there's no manglers on Citadel, so that might be it. But it's really, really tough to beat this map. This is such a solid through and through zombies map, especially because now we get to do one of my favorite Easter eggs. Like I said, haven't done this in a few months, but this is Whack-a-Crab. So we're gonna get our melee out here. There's this purple glowing aura around me right now. I don't know why that is. That looks like the pirate side quest, right? Doesn't that? Like I'm getting double points or something. But yeah, you break that crab container up there, that crab trap, and then you have these whack-a-crabs crab steps that for this one we'll get a free perk, which is, oh, PhD, let's go. Why do I have that glowing purple thing around me? That is very strange, isn't it? I wonder if that's just a texture glitch or something. But this whack-a-crab down here is going to give us some good salvage, and these only take 30 seconds to do. And especially if you're new to the map or you need help getting set up a little bit faster, like I seem to, I don't have that much salvage. If we play well enough and whack all the crabs that we can, we generally get some good salvage. What are we at now? 1200 salvage. So let's see. That should be the last one. And that is going to give us 400 salvage. That's pretty good. Now, I think there's another one down here. Yes, this one will get us points, and this one will get us a free weapon. We're not going to do the free weapon one. We're going to do the free points one right over here. And again, we often ask for Easter eggs that fit the theme of the map. And like, we're on an island map with like these research labs and creatures. And so I think a crab Easter egg on this island is the perfect side quest for an island map. And there we have a lot of points. My goodness, that's a lot of points. Again, I think we have like double points. Okay, so let's see how many points we get. If we headshot this guy, we're going to get 115, which would be 460. So let's see. Okay, no, that's fine. All right. And of course, we always have to open up these chests just in case we get something good. And once again, big bad facility map. Here we are on this island that is so clearly its own atmosphere and its own setting. I'm going to pick up this orb and do that. Maybe that'll make my screen go back to normal. Yeah, okay. So that was probably just a visual glitch similar to that Liberty Falls one, when sometimes you go through the dark ether in Liberty Falls, that gets stuck on your screen. That's probably what it was. All right, and there's the last thing for the wonder weapon. We can pick up this amp munition, and I'm gonna go look for some more crates just in case it has like an ether tool or something in it. I doubt it's going to, but never hurts to look around. There's also our first hint at the Sentinel artifact coming back, which was certainly an interesting choice. I probably would have done it a little bit differently. Like I said earlier, I wish they did more with it, but it was still really hyped to see it here first. It is a shame this is the only like nighttime map that we got. The whole game takes place over the course of I think 10 days, which a lot of people criticize, but in previous games, especially with the Ether storyline, there's a lot of like timey-wimey time travel stuff going on, so it's hard to tell how much time passes in those games, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal to me. I'm gonna send out Mr. Peaks here just so that he can protect me as we craft this beam smasher. I think I was playing Reckoning for this video, and I hadn't unlocked Mr. Peaks yet, but now I've done the whole research on him. So like I said, this video has taken a long time to make, and I hope it's a good one for you. Now we got the beam smasher. Let's go jump on down here, see where we need to get this hard drive from. Watch this give us like a blue tool now or something. Nope. Okay, good. We're fine. We will double pack a punch since we've got the points. And while we're here, I do want to do this Easter egg because this is a side quest that I very much like to do whenever I can. We've got the zombies in there. Oh my goodness, so many parasites. If we kill all of these zombies for 3 rounds, then we'll get a free perk. And sometimes to help me see better, if I don't have the health bars on, I'll do high contrast mode. That way when the round turns and we get vermin, they're nice, bright red. And I think that's all the vermin for this round. Hello, Mr. Mangler. And I believe, yes, indeed, this is the trap that we need to activate and shoot for the hard drive. Thank you. Again, thinking about the lore of this tentacle trap, it has the mimic's face on it, and if I'm remembering my lore correctly, the mimics are usually like scientists that get mutated, so that hard drive I think belonged to a scientist that got mutated into this tentacle trap, although I'm not sure. That could just be me making that up, which, as we discussed, is kind of the zombie way anyway. Now, Terminus also has a circular map design, but it has a lot of fast travels that lets you travel fast throughout the map, which I think is brilliant because once you turn on Pack-a-Punch, you do this Easter egg step, you take this elevator, and you are back up to the spawn room. And just like that, we can give this hard drive to Peck, and we are flowing. We are doing really good. This is the, oh man, I didn't want that to spawn there. You have to keep in mind that this might be a lot of people's first Easter egg, okay, that's going to be a 7. So instead of doing like citadels where the Easter egg is all of these different components, that is 1. So we've got 7, 1. This Easter egg is very linear. 2, 7, 1, 2, 7, 1, 2. Get the wonder weapon first, and then from then on, it's this linear set of events that usually is logical for what you're trying to do, especially mixed in with character quotes. So I think this is a great kind of advanced tutorial Easter egg after Liberty Falls. But there's also an Easter egg here that not a lot of people know about. If you jump as this elevator's going, you can hear the zombie laugh going. And now this elevator, instead of being a nice normal maglev elevator, we have a bunch of these carcasses and zombie heads spelling out help with their limbs and guts. And we get a nice little jump scare. All the way down to the bottom. It's the little details like that right there. Not many people do that, I'm sure, but because it's there, it just makes the map so much better. But we need to open this up and talk to my poor man Nathan, and we'll do 7, 1, 2, right? Yeah, unlocked. Cool. But now I hope I didn't turn around too soon, because there should be a mangler somewhere in here. There he is, that we can kill. And then that is going to give us a free perk, which will hopefully be double tap elemental pop. Okay, that's actually not too bad either, because that's going to help us deal more elemental damage, which we have with Deadshot, towards Nathan. So what we were talking about earlier, that accidental tutorial teaching the players how elemental damage works. But I would like to get some more salvage so I can get my weapon upgraded to epic, which I think we should. If anybody's going to be generous with their salvage, just need this one. And I would like some speed cola too. But let's go ahead and unlock Nathan and get ourselves an epic tool. And for the fun of it, we're going to get Nathan down a little bit here, shoot some zombies, and take down Mr. Peaks. We'll kind of go over here. We've got Apex Hunter on Nathan. There we go. Mr. Peaks is doing the work. I need some more ammo. Oh, that's a bummer. Can Mr. Peaks take care of him? I need to go grab some ammo over here. Let's do this. Beautiful. Nathan, that was it. That was so fast. That was so fast. Thank you, Mr. Peaks. And if you haven't watched this cutscene in a while, I would highly encourage you to, because there's a lot of good direction here. Like, we're sitting on this moment, like this emotion, so real. And like I said, Peck actually feeling sorry for Maya. Love that relationship. And after we've taken care of Nathan, we get our real protagonist of this island, Dr. Modi. And I love the visceral reaction everybody has. Even Dr. Peck is like, oh my goodness, Modi's here. She's the worst of the worst. Like, we all hate her. And of course, Peck is always there to give us a good laugh about his warheads. Wonderful cutscene. Such a wonderful cutscene. Wish we had more of those for our set crew. Don't know why they didn't do it. Really genuinely don't know why. And I think I just heard another amalgam somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that was just in my head. No, not in my head. Not in my head. I hear him now. I hear him now. But we've got this AS Val. Oh, beautiful. And oh, my lightning strike. I should mention I am running the AS Val this game because that was the very first gun that I used for my very first match of Black Ops 6 Zombies, which was played on Terminus. And it's live. Like, both of my live reactions to Black Ops 6 with Liberty Falls and Terminus are up on the channel. Just go under my live section. I never like archive my live streams, as in I like don't make them private or anything. They're always up because I love the kind of historical look at them. But before we get there, we're gonna do this little Easter egg skip, which we can throw a shock charge right there, and we'll skip this entire lockdown. But yes, the AS Val was a weapon on the wall. Yes, I do need to go here. Cool, thank you. Let's just do this. And I think we'll be safe for just long enough to where we can do that and then back out of here. Oh man, that was a close one. And who knew the very first wall weapon that I picked up would have been one of the best guns in the game. Oh, Patient 13. That's one thing that I will say, Treyarch. I know like Terminus is way off of your minds at this point, but if you could like extend how long Patient 13 is dormant for before he starts his little gas attack, because I was doing the free perk where you have to go to all the different islands to it. Is that one down there? I don't think. No. Okay, there we go. Forgot to look at that one. But no, I was doing the free perk Easter egg where you go to all the islands and shoot the little ether nest cysts on them. And like, it's really punishing. Patient 13 is there even if you turn around. It's very very annoying to do that Easter egg when Patient 13 is constantly on you. So I don't know. I feel like that one could have been done a little bit better. And it still blows my mind how short this Easter egg quest really is now that we've got it down. One of the next videos I'm doing, at least thinking about, I really want to do an updated advanced guide for this, because I went back and I looked at my walkthrough for Terminus and I am ashamed. Like, it's good, it's functional, it'll work, but we could do a lot better. I think we could do a lot better. So I want to try it again, make an updated guide with all the advanced stuff that we know about right now. And if that does well, then maybe we'll make that kind of a set thing for those new guides that we have. And a refined crystal, dang it. We'll put that on our beam smasher. But with that salvage, man, we got a lot of salvage. I'm gonna get myself another smoke grenade, and I just want to do this last buoy step. And like I said earlier, this map really has it all. This main quest, lots of puzzles, especially for the wonder weapon, elemental damage with deadwire, a mid-game boss fight or an HVT boss fight like a lot of Easter eggs tend to have lately. Now it's asking us to do something under a certain time period, which again was also present in Liberty Falls. They've just got the full spectrum of all of the things that you could do in an Easter egg on both of these launch maps, and from a design perspective, again, it's beautifully done. It's a work of art how well designed these quests are. It's a hard thing to balance, really. Everyone says, and it's easy to say, that the best quests are hard to find, easy to repeat, because that's really what it is. But how do you make something difficult to find for like hundreds of thousands of people at the same time, while making it fair and fun to figure out? That was always the hardest thing to balance about Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. A lot of the Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 steps are kind of like, why would you put that in there? Or like, why does that make sense? Obviously, the biggest example being Revelations with the rock step, where you have to find these random rocks with no indication whatsoever that's what you're supposed to do. And then the bone step, and you know, yes, that took a long time to figure out, but was it satisfying? And on the flip side of that, if you make something really satisfying to figure out or something very logical, then it doesn't take that long to figure out. And Cold War was like that, where everything was just one after another. This makes sense, let's do this next. And Terminus was like that to a certain extent, so they tried to pull back on the character quotes and the hints in the next maps, and I feel like they did a pretty decent job. They're working their way, and I think they've hit a good sweet spot. If they want to go a little bit easier, they could do that for maps like Liberty Falls and the Tomb. If they want to go a little bit harder, they could do that with like Reckoning. And I hope for our next map, I hope it's a hard one. I really, really hope so. But now we're going to be doing this bomb step without Ether Shroud, because instead we are going to be using Mr. Peaks. Mr. Peaks should defend us fairly well for this very first bomb defusal. You could hear Mr. Peaks going to town back there. Very good. We haven't even been touched. There we are. Should be distracting him too. We can come this way, shoot the mangler that always spawns in here. And of course, we have our very favorite piece of equipment, the smoke grenade. That's right. I was a big believer in the smoke grenade, even back at the launch of the map. Launch of the game, but I kind of forgotten it was a thing except for this step. But man, oh man, it's like a little pocket Ether Shroud. I need to go back. Were they on Cold War? Were smoke grenades on Cold War? Do they work the same? Because that could be really fun. A fun video to go back to, right? Testing out smoke grenades, but they work like magic in here. And I'm really happy that I discovered that. Not that like I discovered it myself, but just I discovered it for myself. I'm sure someone else knew about it before me. It's not that complicated to figure out. But you know, I would have to say it in the final map. I love the sandbox of Black Ops 6. Speaking of, we can switch our field upgrade on the fly, and we're going to go with Dark Flare. I know it's not going to be super effective at the round we use it at, but it's fun to use against Patient 13. Now, I do want to talk more specifically about the Beam Smasher and sort of the things that make Terminus unique, because we do have manglers again. It's one of the things that I am not happy about. Get out of here, mangler. I think the manglers work a little bit better. I like them a little bit more here on Terminus because we don't have a ranged elite like the Abomination. We just have the Amalgam. I know people don't like the Amalgam, but I'll take the Amalgam 10 times over 10 over the Abomination. The Abomination is really challenging, and with that ranged attack and you can't always damage the Abomination, yeah, I'm happy with the Amalgam. And the manglers, like I said, very well designed, even if I've played with them way more than we should have over the past 5 years. But now we can finally show you the best Pack-a-Punch camo in the game. in my opinion, and maybe of the franchise. This one's really growing on me. This one's right up there with the Gorod Krovi dragon camo. I love the veiny, alive feeling that it has. It's breathing, pulsating. I love that it's one color and it's not too much. Oh, we need to stand still. Good luck with that. Okay, where are we standing still? Maybe here? Yeah, but then they're gonna come up over on this side, and then they're coming up over here, and the Mangler's gonna shoot me. Okay, let's hop down. We can just kind of periodically stop after our slide, right? I think this should be fairly easy. There we go. A lot easier than I made it seem just then. Oh, and a hand cannon? Let's take a hand cannon. I love a hand cannon, especially against those Manglers. Oh, and there's an epic ether tool we could put on our drill. And like all of the other Easter eggs, we're gonna burn some rounds here to get to the Wonder Fizz. But we're gonna do that where the Wonder Fizz spawns in, which is a place we have yet to go. I know we did the whole Easter egg. We haven't even explored the entire map yet. It's almost like they knew. I mean, I guess technically we've been there, underneath there. We're going to the boat, and just the framing of this, dude, the art direction for this map is brilliant. Same thing with Citadel, man. I love the art direction of those two maps. But this is also one of my favorite training spots of the game, so we can camp out here a little bit. And while we do so, I want to talk about the Beam Smasher because I freaking love this gun. I know the community loves wonder weapons to be like crazy overpowered, like the ice staff or the jet gun, where it just kills a lot of zombies really quickly. And anything that requires a little bit of strategy or I guess effort, it's seen as not as good, which, you know, makes sense. When you could just shoot the ground with the ice staff, a lot of the other things seem a little bit weaker. But I do like interesting interactions with wonder weapons, and especially on high rounds, I'm a guy who likes to use my regular weapons, and so this wonder weapon having the ability to weaken zombies and slow them and then deal extra damage with your bullet weapon, it makes high rounding this map incredibly fun for training. And also, I want to use this dark flare. Check this out. Here we go. Goodbye, Mangler. It also makes it interesting for camping because there are some hidden augments that we can use with Deadshot, where if you just use your entire Beam Smasher without reloading, once you get to the end, it's gonna explode. Let's see. Yep, it's gonna explode, and that damage can get you ammo back in the Beam Smasher, and you can just constantly explode one after another. And that explosion deals damage to zombies, it knocks them over. I did a whole live stream where I got to round 115 just using that strategy. But it makes things like the Amalgam super weak, and there you go, already dead in like half a magazine of my AS Val. Actually, he's not dead yet. Disregard, now he's dead. They really try to increase the utility. Oh, and I'll take that chopper gunner. I want to see if this is fixed. They're really leaning on the utility of wonder weapons this game rather than the overall just brute strength of them, which some people might like, some people might not. It is what it is. But here we have the Wonder Fizz, double tap, vulture aid, quick revive. Let's do stamina, death perception, and we should be good. Oh, and this AS Val's a monster now with that quick rate of fire. Hello, Mangler. You are already dead. But now we've got enough salvage. I want to upgrade my weapon. I also want to grab a shock charge, and hopefully, can I back this up? I'm so sorry, zombies. Excuse me. We're gonna go to this island where we can both upgrade our weapon to a legendary, but also put on Napalm Burst. I am a firm believer that Napalm Burst is better than any other ammo mod in this boss fight. Deadwire is great for the tentacles because the tentacles can get fairly tedious, and especially against the Amalgam, you know, Deadwire works really well. But you fight more Manglers, so I like Napalm Burst for their elemental weakness, but also Patient 13 has an elemental weakness to Napalm Burst, and I think it's more frequent. He shows it more frequently than his elemental weakness towards Deadwire. So therefore, I just think Napalm Burst is better. So I think it's time to come into shore. I'm going to really quickly get another shock charge since we've got the salvage for it, and tier 3 armor since we've got the points for it. We will turn the round to solidify our setup here. Round 26, beautiful. And now we're gonna start. We've got shock charges, chopper gunner, dark flare, everything we could want. Fully pack-a-punched AS Val, the final boss fight of the video, the very first boss fight of Black Ops 6. We've used those buoys to pull back in Dr. Modi with the warheads, of course. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of trouble, Dr. Modi and the warheads, of course. Those warheads seem to manipulate Patient 13, and I wish I had my first reaction to this because it was epic. In fact, Expert Fusion, shout out Expert Fusion, was the first one to walk me through this, and look at that. We had never seen anything like this in zombies before, except for like Extinction, I think, but watch how fast this AS Val just melts with Napalm Burst here. Look at that. One magazine, like a quarter of his health. He's already immune, just like that, even though with double tap and double standard, that's kind of the norm for most weapons. But I remember dying quite a bit to this boss because, again, we didn't have like double tap, and I don't think I was running Vulnerabine at the time. And I think the biggest kind of transformation for me was Tribologist. I think Tribologist makes you so much faster, and it allows you to dodge all of his attacks so much easier. It's a literal game changer. Like I said, it's something that something that I don't think I pointed out in my video that I'd love to go back and fix. Now, apart from Patient 13, there is a lot of smoke going on here. Yeah, there we go. Those tentacles in the back are shooting gas our way, which is very dangerous. As you've seen with other bosses, I could throw down a smoke grenade and be relatively safe. There we go. We've got him into his next phase. But between the parasites constantly spamming us, the tentacles constantly shooting us gas over our way, it can be incredibly difficult to stand still. So this boss really makes you stand still, or really doesn't allow you to stand still, really keeps you moving, especially with those tentacle attacks here. But there's one tentacle, and because of that, I think he's a little bit more intense than we might give him credit for, especially with how comfortable we are with him. Oh, he's done his Napalm Burst effect. Let's go. Come on, there's the second wave done. But even back then, we kind of knew that the first two waves of this boss fight weren't the biggest issue. It was really the third phase with the wipe attack that got everybody. And this is why I love shock charges here. We can do this, we can weaken him up with this, and then we could just go and kill the amalgam so quickly. And this AS Val, man, it shoots so fast, takes so many shots to kill. You always need to pay attention to your ammo supply. And I know I mentioned it earlier in the Tomb and Citadel, but the soundtrack for this, oh, it's so great. And we've got another amalgam. We'll do that. We'll sit you right there. Almost dead, almost dead. Beautiful. That's gonna, yep, Patient 13 is back. And let's see what kind of damage we could do. Okay, he's doing this attack. What I would like to do, I'd like to try this, see if they fixed this, because there was a glitch where you weren't facing the right way. It looks like they did indeed fix that. So now let's see. Yeah, it does deal some amount of damage. All right, you could cancel his attack through here. Still not the most overpowered thing like it was before, but this is pretty balanced. You can't really be mad about this because look at how much damage we're doing completely safely. This is pretty good. Chopper Gunner might still be the way to at least get him down most of the way for this third phase. Yep, let's do this. Chopper Gunner's almost done. I would love to do this as my last little bit. Goodbye, Patient 13, the Dark Flare. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. And of course, great animation, just like all the boss fights. Epic conclusion. This was so much fun. We're over 3 hours into the video, I assume. And like I said at the beginning of this game, the thing that elevates this map over Citadel for me is the atmosphere, just because I prefer it, but also the story and characters. That mid-game cutscene was amazing, and this cutscene is also fantastic. This sets the stage for what we should have expected for Black Ops 6. We have the Sentinel artifact being set up. We have the personality of all of our characters. Dr. Strauss here. This is magic. This isn't science. What is this? We have Gray reacting to that in a way. Peck reacting to that, shaking his head, annoyed. The French Syndicate gets Maya interested, setting her up for Citadel. We have Gabriel Kraft and Ravenoff coming back. We have Maya interested in revenge, and Strauss obviously opposed to this, that, but then Gray pleading about Sam and we need to save her. We can't give up on Sam, even though that's what we did in the Reckoning. And then Carver being the level-headed, straightforward guy, let's do this. And of course, Weaver trying to get back at Richtofen. It just has everything. It has everything I wanted from the characters, from the story, gameplay. Terminus really is incredibly special. Now, I realize I did this for Liberty Falls, but no other maps. So we're going to go to our maps here, and you can see now this is the updated 250 games of Liberty Falls Falls. Down here, we've got Terminus 95 games, 2 days playtime. I don't know if these are accurate, like I said earlier. Highest round 116, awesome. Citadel, highest round 101. The Tomb, highest round 117. Again, 2 days playtime in all of these maps here. Look at that, very evenly split. And then there's 5 days with Liberty Falls. But then we have Shattered Veil. You can see I've got like half as much playtime, 56 versus 87. Not the biggest Shattered Veil fan. Highest round is 81, so we need to do that before Black Ops 7. And then the Reckoning. Wow, the Reckoning, I already have like a day played versus Shattered Veil. Wow, that's also kind of why I think these stats are messed up. I don't know how much I trust these, but pretty cool. Highest round 101. We've already done that live with ya. Black Ops 6 Zombies has such a special place in my heart. I've shared probably too much of why I love this mode, but I hope you also heard all of the things that I wish the mode did better. But I truly believe this is one of the best years of zombies that we've ever gotten, and I hope Black Ops 7 is just even better. But if you loved this long form video and you like a little bit of a challenge, perhaps you'd like to see me beat some Easter eggs without any augments. Well, before Shattered Veil released, I did just that. And if you want to see just how difficult it was, because believe me, it was difficult, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.